And we are live for Yokey Returns, live from Englewood, Colorado. My name is Derek Stone. I'll be your host for this evening and for this evening and this afternoon. And right now, whatever time of day it is, thanks so much for joining us here. We're just getting some final instructions underway, kind of just going through some of the commands. And we're going to talk about that here in just a little bit. Absolutely beautiful day here in Englewood, Colorado for a fantastic event. Love this event center out here. If you haven't been out here, go check it out. As you can see, kind of some of the final preparations here. We're going to start with the squat as per usual, and then we're going to move into bench press and then finally deadlift here. So we've got a good, dedicated field of athletes here today, and we're looking forward to having some fantastic lifts. Talked to a couple of lifters before the competition today, saying some of them going for personal records, also some going for possible state records as well in their respective divisions. So we'll be looking forward to that, and we'll be cheering on all of those folks. And you can kind of see the sort of final preparation here for just making sure that all the equipment is working. We've got our spotters all on the same page and all of that kind of stuff. You see that there. And let's take a look at different camera angles here at some of the great setup here. And you can see that you're going to get fantastic angles from everything here at Yokey Returns. A fantastic, cool little event. And don't forget, we're going to be broadcasting this all day today and this evening as well. So make sure you tune in for that. And then tomorrow as well, sort of the same repeat thing. And you can catch us right here on YouTube. So make sure you are tuning in for all of the action. Thank you again for joining us. Let's go over the squat here as we kind of see sort of the final preparations here as we're getting ready to get started. We do have our first lifter has been kind of notified that she is going to be on deck here for just in just a few minutes. So let's go over the rules for the squat. There will be 2 commands, just as usual. We will have you will unrack the weight. You will be given the squat command, and then you will be given the rack command. So if you see someone, and we might see some red lights here, or things like that, some of the things to look out for would be things like someone has completed their lift, but they still haven't got the rack command. Well, it's maybe because they aren't settled, right? Their knees are not locked. So instructions have been given to competitors to make sure you are locking out all of those lifts. Be one of the few things that can definitely get, kind of get you a red light. So that's something to be looking out for at home as well. And you can maybe help me along. Sometimes, even with all the great camera angles and even being here live, you do miss a few things. Our judges do a great job. You can see kind of doing a little director's work there, making sure our cameras are in the right spots and making sure we're there. So we're getting ready for our first lifter. This is Eleanor, and Eleanor is she's going for her first attempt, which would be 32 kilos. And she's ready to go there. And we move the camera angle out, down, and up. And rack command given, you heard there, and there you go. Good lift. One red light, but that's going to go for her. I think maybe the side judge might have saw that she was up just a little bit higher, but nonetheless, that will count for her as we continue on now with the first flight of the day as we move to Leslie Koenig. Leslie is a women's raw masters competitor. Her first attempt today will be at 62 kilos. That is 137.7 pounds. As we get the final preparations there, and got our spotters there ready for the first event as we see her move up to the platform now. And she's ready to go. Under the bar, hands on the bar. Up, steps out. You hear the squat command, drops down and up. Let's see what the judges say about that. Looked like a good lift to me. We see the lights from the judges. Maybe rocked forward a little bit and maybe quite didn't get the depth that they were looking for on that one, so she will have to repeat that lift. Now, that brings up a good point here. You can attempt anything that you would like, but if you miss a lift at a certain weight, you can only go up, or you can try that weight again, but you cannot go lower than that. So that's why this first lift of the day, your first squat of the day is always the most difficult because you kind of, you got to get something on the board, right? So you want to make sure that your approach is smart enough to make sure that you aren't reaching for something that you can't achieve right off the bat. So you get that good, safe number one squat in the books, and then you can go from there. So we move on to our next competitor will be Kristen Taryn. Kristen going to be going for 65 kilos. Kristen, an accomplished judge here, as a matter of fact, as well as competitor in USA, sorry, doing my car insurance there. Beautiful lift right there. I think there's going to be nothing but white lights on that one. Yeah, absolutely. Kristen's a veteran for sure, and she definitely knows how to prep for a meet. Good lift right there from her on her first attempt. She's competing in the Women's Raw Masters division. Lottie Looney is up next with her first attempt today. And she will be attempting 67.5 kilos. That's 148.81 pounds for her first attempt. We've seen Lottie competing in she competes a lot, as a matter of fact. She's seen her doing several meets every year. It's one of those things that keeps you sharp. You're always competing. Your form good. Your meet etiquette is good. All of that stuff. She's under the bar now. Hands on the bar. She's ready for her first attempt as she walks out. Got herself set her. You heard the squat command. She's down and up. That looked pretty good to me. Pretty good depth there for Lottie. Yeah, 3 white lights and good. Lottie, of course, competing in the Women's Masters Open division today. Just see the spotters adjusting the heights. Check out some of these new camera angles here. I like this one an awful lot. You kind of get that side view. Sometimes you want to check out to make sure somebody got enough depth or not. It's a great way to do it. Amanda Harris is up next. Her first attempt will be at 92.5 kilos. She's a Women's Masters Raw competitor. As we are ready for her first attempt. Under the bar, hands on the bar. Narrow stance here, but drops down. Looks like good depth to me from this angle. And there she goes, up and in, and 3 white lights for her. Great lift right there from Amanda Harris. Again, another seasoned competitor, someone who's kind of been around a little bit, knows kind of how to prep for a meet, knows how to, strategize for her meet competition. All right, Lori Holland Neslin is up next with her first attempt. Her attempt will be at 92.5 kilos today as well. Seeing some of the folks that we've talked about today. We'll get to that after this lift here. Lori's, here's that squat command. She's all settled, ready to go. Judges looked a little high to me. I don't know if they're going to give that one to her, but we'll see. No, they got it. Yeah, saw that crease in the hips, so good lift right there from Lori. She will go off then now to talk to judges and set her weight for her next lift. We see our spotters and folks doing a great job out here. It's kind of a thankless job. Lots of stuff, that you take for granted sometimes. People volunteering and all of that. Folks really making a difference here tonight as we move on to Sean Miller. And she is here underneath the bar, and there she is. You can hear that command from the squat command there. And here she goes. She's down, up. Looks like she's grinding that one out a little bit, but looks like she got it. Very good. Nice lift right there from Sean Miller. Well, the judges aren't going to quite give it to her. Maybe thought she was up just a little high. So then she will have to attempt that lift again next round. Don't forget, if you are online, which all of us seem to be these days somewhere, or at least killing time or something like that, you want to find out everything going on in the world of USA Powerlifting, you can always go check out our website at usapowerlifting.com. Going to have upcoming meets. All of that stuff is all right there, and you can find out a little bit about maybe where the next event will be held. So go check that out. All right, Holly Scott up for her first attempt. 105 kilos right here. That's 231.49 pounds. She's there. She looks solid, strong. Squat command. Good deep squat right there. Up, and she racks it. We'll wait for the judge's decision on that one. All 3 white lights. Nice job there for Holly Scott in her first attempt in the Women's Raw Masters 2A division, 50 to 54. I've said it a little bit earlier. The hardest lift of the day for most folks is that sort of first squat, right? You're a little bit nervous. You kind of your whole meat rests on how you get started, and once you get maybe something doesn't go right on your first lift, it can kind of start you off in a hole. So you want to make sure that you've got a good base and a good foundation. And you can kind of tell lifters that are on their first meet or their 100th, but just by the way they approach this first squat. Holly Chin up next. Her first attempt today is 110 kilos. That's 242 pounds. She's got the squat command. And she is down and grinding out. We'll see if this is a good lift or not. Might have been a little high on one side. Looks like the judge saw what I saw, but 2 white lights, though. So that is a successful lift for Holly Chin. Nice job for her as she goes off now to set her next attempt. We are really moving through this event, and that is credit to our spotters and to Rachel out there as well, running the show and getting, just making sure things move very, very smoothly. That's one of the things about powerlifting meets is there's so many moving parts. Seems like, well, you're just sitting there and you're watching people lift. Well, there's a lot of folks helping out with that, including our spotters, our judges, even the competitors as well. Just kind of making sure everybody's on the same page. Amy Norak in for her first attempt, and she will be attempting 122.5 kilos. That's 270 pounds. And she's competing in the Women's Raw Masters 1B division. That's 45 to 49 age range. And we see Rachel, meet coordinator there, she's kind of checking out, make sure everything is all right. You always like to see that the person in charge, the person running things, is also hands-on, right? She's not out there telling everybody, hey, you do this, you do that. She's in there with everybody, and that's what makes USA Powerlifting so special. It's a family event, and it's a team event for sure. As much of a team event as powerlifting can be, I suppose. All right, Amy Norak in with her first attempt today, 122 kilos, 270 pounds. And she is walking her way out. Gets that squat command, squats down and up. Good lift right there, good solid, had a lot of strength in there. I think she's a little conservative on that one, but again, it is the first attempt. So we'll see where she goes later on, but that one looked really, really strong. All right, and we are back now to our top of the order here with the second attempt here from Ellie. And she's going to be attempting just a, I shouldn't say just, a 5 kilo increase is fairly substantial, but she's going to be attempting 37.5 kilos for her second attempt. And she breezed through that first one, so maybe she's going a little bit more aggressive on her second lift. As we see her make her way to the platform. There she is, hands up on the bar. She's underneath the bar now. And there we go. She's off. Nice wide stance right there for Ellie. Squats down and went a little fast. I don't know if maybe she might have been up on one side. I couldn't quite tell there, but it looks like she's good, and that's a solid lift right there for Ellie as she's continuing to move on with good solid lifts here this morning. Leslie Koenig in next for her next attempt. Of course, she missed on her first attempt at 62.5. Excuse me, folks. Sorry about that. So she will be attempting the same weight again. You can if you miss an attempt, you can try that weight again, or you can go heavier, but you cannot go lower. So I think she just had a little depth issue on the last one, so she was a little high on one side. I think she's going to correct that here right now. Good, nice wide stance. Settled in, dropped down. Yeah, it looks like she's plenty low on that one. Nice job, yeah. Very good. Maybe that, and they still didn't give it to her. It looked pretty low to me. Maybe she racked a little too soon. Maybe we can get some confirmation on that one, but she did miss that lift there. As we move on to our next competitor, which will be Lottie Looney. With her second attempt, she was successful at 67.5 kilos in her first attempt. She is moving on to 70 kilos even here this morning. That is 154.32 pounds. Of course, she's competing in the women's raw masters division, I should say. And it's the 45 to 49 age range. There we go. We see her get our setup. You can always tell Lottie because you can see her hair from a mile away. That's good, though. I love the pink hair. Gets you a little attitude there as she's underneath the bar now. Nice wide stance. Waiting for that command. She's got it. She's got the command and up. There we go. Looks like a pretty good lift right there. Nice challenging weight. All three white lights. Nice job there from Lottie Looney as her second attempt there at 70 kilos was successful. We move on now. Our next competitor will be Kristen Taryn. She was successful on her first lift at 65 kilos. Making a big jump here, though. I think she felt very comfortable with that first lift, so she's making a big lift to 75 kilos for her next attempt. Yeah, it's a 10-kilo jump is pretty substantial. But she did well in her first attempt. I think that was sort of maybe a little too conservative for her, so she's going to push it a little bit here. And that's another sign you can tell from someone who has done some competitions before. They're kind of say, oh, let's get this one out of the way, and then we're going to really start to hit it. And Kristen, of course, a judge for us here as well. Definitely knows the ins and outs. Going to be a good solid attempt here. Yeah, very low right there, grinding out. And again, that one looked pretty easy as well. So good solid lift right there from Kristen Taryn. And she moved up with that big jump. 10-kilo jump is a little bit unheard of sometimes. But she looked great on that one as we move on now to the second attempt by Amanda Harris. And she will be attempting 100 kilos. That is 222.46 pounds if you are judging at home. We see her ready and make her way to the platform. She had a good solid lift. She's underneath the bar now. Narrow stance. Got the squat command. She's got the command. She's down and is she going to grind it out? She grinds it out. Let's see if she was low enough. Kind of hit that pretty quick. Nope. Yeah, they're not going to quite give it to her. I think she might have bounced out of the hole a little bit too early there. Maybe didn't quite get as deep as she wanted to on that one. But she will then have to attempt that 100 kilos on her final squat attempt of the day. Move on now to Lori Holland Neslin with her second attempt. She was successful. She was not successful. She was successful in her last attempt at 92.5 kilos. She's under the bar now. She's got it. Good solid stance right there. Drops down in. Might have been a little high on that one as we see her fight out of the hole. See what the judges are going to say. Looked a little high, but I'm looking at the crease in the hips, and that's a good lift for her. All right, so she will then put in her weights for her third and final attempt. As we kind of get down towards the bottom of the order, Lori. Sean Miller is next. Sorry, I hadn't updated my screen there. And her second attempt today will be at 105 kilos. That is 231 pounds. Oh, we skipped over Sean. Now we're back to Sean. Okay. And here she is, and she's got, of course, she does have a minute to get to the bar. See her now, determined look on her face. She's underneath the bar now, getting her shoulders set. She's going to walk it out. She's got to settle things in. Got the squat command from the judge. Big deep breath, drops in, looked pretty deep there. Grinding it out. Good weight there for Sean Miller. her second attempt. Let's see what the judges have to say. Maybe thought she was just a little bit high on that one, so she will have to attempt that weight again for her third and final attempt in the squat this afternoon. I guess it's still technically morning, isn't it? Yeah. Getting ahead of myself. Sorry, folks. Holly Scott in for her second attempt at 110 kilos today. That's 242 pounds. She's underneath the bar. She's got her commands. Squats down. Nice wide squat, by the way. See what the judges have to say about that. Well, one white light looked like she might have been up a little high on one hip on one side there, but overall good lift there for her at 110 kilos. And that was a pretty decent jump for her as well, 5 kilo jump. We move on now to our next competitor, which is Holly Chin. She will be attempting 117.5 kilos. That is 259 pounds. Her last attempt was successful at 110 kilos. Looked pretty good on that one, so being a little bit more aggressive here and bumping it up, another 17 and a half kilos. She makes her way to the platform. Hands on the bar on the back. She's got it. Walking out now. Got the squat command, and she's down. Looked a little high to me from this front angle. We'll see what the judges have to say from all around, and looks like they're going to give it to her there. Holly Chin, nice job with her second attempt at 117 kilos today. Amy Norak is our next competitor with her second attempt in this fight. She was successful with her first attempt at 122 kilos. So she will be attempting 130 kilos, which is 286 pounds, competing in the women's Raw Masters division here today. Really loving these new camera angles. You see everybody approaching the bar. She's there, she is, she's up. Hands on the bar. Bar is on the back. She attempts now to walk it out and get this attempt at 130 kilos. There we go. You see the weight settle. Now she's got that squat command ready to go. Nice deep squat right there. Down and up pretty quickly. Might have even been a little more conservative than she should have. Looks like she's got plenty left in the tank. That is a great lift right there from Amy Norak with her second attempt. All right, we are back at the top of the order again for Eleanor Ellie Palmisano. She comes to us from Western Slope Power and Strength. She will be competing she is competing right now, I should say, in the Women's Raw Masters division. See her make her way to the platform here. Hands in the bar, getting everything set. Bar is on the back, and she is ready to unrack and go for her third and final attempt in the squat. She will be attempting 42.5 kilos today. Hear the squat command, and now I think she might have went a little bit fast on that one. We'll see if she's going to get it or not. It didn't look like it from this vantage point, too. Kind of real high on one side. Didn't get kind of get set. Maybe weight felt a little heavy for her. She just, I get it. You want to get it up off your back as soon as you can. But she did fail on that particular attempt for her last attempt. So her last good lift was at 37.5 kilos for her. Leslie Konigan next for her third and final attempt, and she will be attempting 137.79 kilos. Her last attempt was the same weight. She's struggled a little bit this morning. So let's see if she can get this one though. So maybe she's got a chance to calm down and just get that good solid lift on the books. This one looks pretty good. She waits for that squat command. She drops down. Good deep squat. Looks like there's no question with that one. She's got to have that one. Looks pretty good to me. And yeah, there we go. Finally, nice job. So that can be very, very frustrating to miss a lift that clearly I think she had the strength for the entire time. Sometimes things just don't go your way. But good back on a good positive right there with 62.5 kilos for Leslie Koenig. Lottie Looney up next with her third squat of the day. Going a fairly conservative approach, but a smart approach. She's going for 72.5 kilos for her third and final attempt. Her first attempt was at 67. Her last attempt was at 70. And so just a steady, gradual climb for Lottie Looney. And she's getting herself set. Hands on the bar on the back, and she's walked it out now. Spotters are ready. She's ready. Got the command, and she's going to grind it out there. We'll see if she where she goes. Yeah, it looked a little high from this vantage point as well. I don't know if you folks could see it at home, but again, not quite low enough there. So she will settle with a final of 70 kilos for her squat today. Missed on 72.5. Our next competitor, Kristen Taryn. Kristen has been honestly tearing it up today. Looking, I apologize for that. That was a terrible play on words there, but she has been looking real good today. You can see that experience really showing through even in the early stages of this this competition today. Kristen making her way up with a sense of purpose here, wasting no time. Bar on the back, and she has walked it out, and she's ready to go. She's got herself set. She hears the squat command, and down. Very deep, strong squat right there, grinding it out. Yeah, it looks like another good lift right there from Kristen. Very good lift right there, and 3 white lights to show for it. So she will end up today at 85 kilos for her last attempt in the squat. Nice job right there at 187 pounds for Kristen Taryn. Kristen, in the last competition that I did the live stream for, very, very helpful. Of course, she is a USA powerlifting judge when she is not competing, and was very, very helpful to me personally. So I always make sure to give her a good thank you every time I'm broadcasting or I see her in person. She's really helped me out a lot. So, all right, Amanda Harris in for her third and final squat of the day, 100 kilos, and the bar is on the back. She's walked out, nice narrow stance. Here she goes, drops down in, and she's struggling up with it, but she's able to get it. Let's see if the depth was there for Amanda, and it was. Very good. So she will end today at 100 kilos. Failed on that particular attempt last time. I think it was just a little bit high on one side in her last attempt. This one, a very, very solid effort there from her, Amanda Harris. So congratulations to a pretty good squat for her in this competition. We move on now to Sean Miller. Sean Miller's third and final squat of the day, which will be at 105 kilos. And she missed on this one the last time, but she is determined, and she's under. You can see the look in her eyes. She's not going to miss on this one, I don't think. There you go. She's walking it out. Got to get herself settled, waiting for that squat command. We hear the squat command from her. Deep breath. Down and grinding it out. Nice job. See what the judges have to say about that attempt. And they are going to give it to her. Nice job there for Sean Miller. Her third and final squat of the day, 105 kilos. Of course, she missed on that last attempt. Got it this time, though. Successful lift in the Women's Raw Masters Division, 60 plus. Lori Holland Neslin is up next with her third and final attempt. Successful in her first 2 lifts. Successful at 92.5 kilos and then at 100 kilos on her last attempt. Moving up with a steady climb here. She'll be attempting 105 kilos for her third and final attempt today. Great crowd out here already. Can't really see it from our vantage point here, but you can hear them, certainly. All right, Lori in now, up on the platform. Hands are on the bar. Bar is on the back. She's getting her feet set, getting ready to take that walk out there with 105 kilos. Nice wide stance. Get your settle. You hear that squat command from our head judge. Down, and she's going to grind it out. Nice job there. Didn't look like the weight was much of a problem for her at all. 3 white lights there for Lori. Nice job. Excellent job so far in this meet. couple of missed attempts here, but overall, everybody's been pretty solid in their squat today. So hopefully we'll have some big personal records today. Also, a few folks are going to be going for state records as well, so we're going to keep an eye on all of that. Holly Scott in for her third and final squat attempt, 115 kilos today. That is 253 pounds. Bar is on the back. Nice wide stance. Drops in a little deep. There we go. And it looks like they're going to give it to her or not. It looked pretty good to me. Yeah, there we go. Nice job right there from Holly Scott. Nice job at their third and final squat attempt today, which was 115 kilos. Nice steady climb for her. 5 kilos every time. It looked like a successful strategy for her. We move on now to Holly Chin with her third and final squat. Now she successful, had a big jump from her first and second squat. That's 17 kilos, as a matter of fact, and moving up a little bit more to 125 kilos for her third and final attempt in the squat today. There we go. She's back there, wasting no time. Bar on the back. She's waiting for that go command, squat command. Got it from our head judge. She's going to drop right down into it. Deep, looked pretty good to me. Came out pretty quick. Moved pretty fast for that one. Did get one red light on that one, but overall a successful attempt there for Holly Chin at 125 kilos. All right, our last competitor in this division right now. I'm sorry, no, we do have, our last competitor will be Amy Norak. Sorry about that. I was looking at something else there, folks. So her first attempt, very successful at 122 kilos, 22.5, then at 130 kilos. She was successful as well. So her third and final lift today will be at 135 kilos. That is 297 pounds. She's looked real solid today. Looks like none of the weight has really given her much of an issue at all. So she's really going to push it here just under 300 pounds right here, 135 kilos for Amy. Bars are on the back. There we go. Walks it out in position. We got that squat command from our judge. You heard it. Drops down good. Looked like a really good lift right there. And you can tell she thinks she's got it. A big smile on her face right there. And, yeah, she did. Nice job there for Amy Norak. Her third and final squat of the day. Nice job for her. She's competing in the Women's Raw Masters 1B division. That's 45 to 49 years old. Very good. All right, and we then that's the finish of that particular heat. As we move on now, we have some male competitors, some male Masters competitors in here, and our first male competitor in the in this particular second flight will be Ken Van Doren. Ken's first attempt will be at 72.5 kilos. That is 159 pounds. And competing in the 60 to 64 Masters division. Good deep squat right there. Looked like no problem there for Ken in his first attempt. Yep, 3 white lights there for Ken in his first attempt. Again, we talked about it a little bit earlier. We'll talk about it again here. Just how important that first squat of the day is for some of these, for every competitor in every meet, but especially right now, you know, you want to get everything off to a good start. You need that good solid base. Have a place to say, how am I feeling today? You know, a lot of folks will go as calculated and as, you know, sometimes powerlifting programming and things like that can look like a little bit of a math problem. Okay, I want to do this percentage on this day and with this lift and all that. Sometimes it's just, you know, you just got to see how you feel. Get underneath the bar and squat and see what it looks like. And that's what a lot of folks will do on that first attempt as well. All right, Steve Bale's in now with his first attempt at 117.5 kilos. He's got the squat command. Drops down. Looked a little high right there. Maybe it might have rushed that a little bit. Should have sunk into it maybe a little bit more. Yeah, one of the judges saw what I saw there, but still overall a successful lift with 2 white lights there for Steve. We move on now to Mike Walchek, his first attempt of the day. First squat will be at 275.5 pounds. That's 125 kilos. He is competing in the men's Raw Masters division, the 40 to 44 age group. Saw him earlier today warming up, looked pretty good. Steve's he is a pretty good squatter, Mike. One of his better events, from what I hear. Nice, and you can see it right there. Very good form, slow, nice depth, in control. Pretty conservative way to start off today, but I think we're going to see some pretty good sized numbers there from Mike today. Successful in his first attempt at 125 kilos. We move on now to our next competitor, Richard Carney. He will be attempting his first attempt will be at 130 kilos. That's 286 pounds. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 3A division. That is 60 to 64 years of age. We see him make his way up to the platform. Bar is on the back, getting himself settled, getting those shoulders back. Makes his way out now, walks out. Got that squat command. He's ready to go. Drops down into it. Good, solid first attempt right there, I think, from Richard. Looks good. Let's see what the judges have to say on that one as well. Yeah, and they're going to give it to him. All three white lights. Nice job there for Richard in his first attempt today at 130 kilos. All right, Todd Spooner up next for his first attempt of the afternoon, morning, should say. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 3A division as well, 60 to 64 years of age. He'll be attempting 155 kilos. That's 341 pounds. Looking pretty good in the warm-ups as well. We'll see how this first attempt goes for him. Bar is on the back. His hands are set. He's walking it out. Widens his stance a little bit. Okay, we're still moving around a little bit, waiting for that squat command. He's got it now. Down and up. Let's see what the judges have to say about that one. Looked pretty good to me from this vantage point. Yeah, they're going to give it to him. 3 white lights there for Todd Spooner in his first attempt at 155 kilos. That is, again, 341 pounds. We move on down to our last competitor in this heat, Michael Skadden. His first attempt today will be at 165 kilos. That is 363 pounds. Saw him in the warm-ups a little bit earlier this morning, and he looked pretty solid. Moving up to the platform pretty confidently. Bar is on the back as he makes his way out center of the platform. You hear the squat command from our head judge. Down, a very deep squat right there, and up. See what the judges have to say about that one. Looked good from this vantage point for sure. One red light there on that one, but overall a good lift there for Michael. Nice job. Go to our next competitor, which is Jake Stewart. Jake will be attempting his first attempt at 165 kilos. Again, that is 363 pounds. So attempting the same weight that Jake Scott just attempted. And look at him. He's wasting no time getting to the bar. Rushed right up there. He's ready to go. Bar is on the back. Hands are there. Unracks the weight. Gets his feet set. You hear the command from the judge. And he drops down and up. Nice job. Let's see what the judges have to say about Jake. Looked good. Really solid lift. Looked like he was he's getting a little bit of some instruction from a couple of the judges. Maybe what to watch out for next time. But overall, good lift right there. Josh Leash up next with his first attempt, which is 182.5 kilos. That's 402 pounds. See the weight being adjusted. Hey, Jason, is there any way you can tell them to scroll up on the? Yeah, I missed the last two. Yeah, thank you. All right, a little bit of a technical issue there. There's Josh Lease for his first squat attempt, 182.5 kilos. Looking good. Slow, controlled, very deep right there. Nice way to start off the meet. 402 pounds right there. Looks like the judges are going to give it to him. They should. That was a good, solid lift right there for Josh Leese in his first attempt. Phil Clowen next. He will be our next competitor. His first attempt will be at 192.5 kilos today, 424 pounds. Competing in the men's Raw Masters 1A division, that's 40 to 44 years of age. He's pretty pumped up. You can look at him, he's getting ready to go. Attempting a few personal bests here, kind of getting the right position. All right, bar is off. Steps out, getting settled. He's got that squat command now. Drops down good. Nice deep squat. Very, very good squat right there. With authority there for Phil. Nice job. Great way to start off the meet right there for him. All right, and we now move back to the top of the order with Ken Van Dorn. He will be attempting 75 kilos for his second attempt, which is 165 pounds. Now, was very successful in his first lift, looked pretty solid at 72.5 kilos. So moving up just 2.5 kilos. I say just, but sometimes even a kilo can feel like the weight of the world is on you, and it felt fine, just 1 kilo lighter, right? Ken making his way to the bar. And we see him there underneath. Hands on the bar. Feet are, getting set there, moving a little bit. We finally hear the squat command from our head judge. Dropped down nice and deep for that one. Looked like a good attempt from this vantage point. I think the judges are going to give him to it, and they should. Nice lift right there. Second lift for Ken Van Dorn. Very good. Continue now with Steve Bales. Steve successful at 117 kilos in his first attempt. 120 kilos will be this attempt for him. We'll see where it's at as we see our judges and spotters all getting everything ready here. Don't forget, you can always find out what's going on with USA Powerlifting by checking out our website at usapowerlifting.com. Find out where our next meets are, all of that. All right, Steve, underneath the bar, hands on the bar. Bar is on his back. Walks it out. You can hear the squat command right there. Deep breath. Down and up. Might have been a tad high on one side, but we'll see what the judges have to say. Yeah, I think they saw what we saw from this vantage point, but overall, good lift right there for Steve as he moves on. Next competitor will be Richard Carney. Richard, very successful. A good, solid first lift at 130 kilos, being a little bit more aggressive with his next attempt at 137.5 kilos. That is 303 pounds. Yeah, I think, this is where you start seeing some of the strategy come in with some of the folks. Okay, we've got that first one out of the way. How did I feel? Well, if I feel pretty good, I'm going to go a little heavy. And that's exactly, I think, what Richard is doing, bumping it up a good 7 kilos for his next attempt at 303 pounds. Bar is on the back. And we see him kind of still. There we go. Now he's got what he's comfortable with. We hear the squat command. Drops down, all the way down. Good deep squat right there from Richard. Very good, and a good lift right there. I think he's going to get, good solid 3 white lights there for Richard. Looking pretty good, as a matter of fact, in the men's masters division. Mike Walchuk in for his second attempt. First attempt earlier today was at 125 kilos. Now he is making a big jump. He must have felt very comfortable with that first lift. His next attempt will be at 147.5 kilos. So, man, over 20 kilo jump here from Mike Walchuk. Of course, he looked real good in that first attempt. So I think maybe he knows where he's at. He's safe. He's on the board. And like we did talk about earlier, he's a good squatter. So he might be feeling Feeling this one right here. Moves with a sense of purpose now. Underneath the bar. He's got it. Bar is on his back. He's in position. Here's that squat command from him. Drop down and up. Very, very smooth. Good form right there for Mike Walchuk. As he, very, very good lift right there. 363 pounds, 165 kilos. So, I'm sorry, 147 kilos for Mike Walchuk in his second attempt. Our next attempt, our next competitor will be Todd Spooner. His first attempt successful. Haven't had anybody miss in this flight as of yet. Now, hopefully I didn't jinx anybody right there. He's successful at 155 kilos, moving up 10 kilos to 165. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 3A division. Bar is on the back. Walks it out. Got that squat command from our head judge. Clocks it in, drops down, good deep squat right there. Struggling a little bit, but he looks like he's going to get it. Yep, grinding it out. See what the judges have to say about that lift right there for Todd Spooner. One red light, but overall he worked hard for that one, and he got it. And it's 165 kilos, so good lift for him. Michael Skadden in next for his second attempt, was successful again on his first attempt at 165 kilos. This one, he will be going at 170 kilos. That is 374 pounds. Looked real good in his first attempt. I think he's looking forward to this one. Didn't waste any time getting up to the platform. Bar is on the back, and he makes his way out now to the middle of the platform. Drops down. Good lift. Very quick lift. We'll see what he got the depth that he was looking for. Let's see what the judges have to say about that one. Looked pretty good. One red light for him, but overall a good attempt there from Michael Skadden. Continuing on now for the second attempt from Jake Stewart. Jake was successful at 165 kilos in his first lift. Actually looked real good, as a matter of fact. Looked maybe a little conservative. So he's bumping it up 10 kilos here to 175 kilos. That is 385 pounds. Of course, Jake is bar is loaded. You can hear the announcement right there. Very intense right now. And this guy is he's ready to go. Bar is on the back, hands on the bar. Makes his way out. Settles pretty quickly as we hear the down command from the judge, and down and up. Good attempt there from Jake Stewart. We'll see what the judges have to say. Yeah, 3 white lights for Jake. Nice job. Good attempt right there. He, of course, is competing in the men's Raw 42-44 age division. Next competitor will be Josh Leese. He was successful in his first attempt at 182.5 kilos. His next attempt will be at 192 kilos. So good 10 kilo jump for Josh. Of course, he looked really solid in that first attempt. See, this is a big jump, but we'll see where he's at. Looks like he feels pretty confident about it. You can tell as he makes his way to the platform. Bar is on the back. Makes his way out, walking out here. Hear the squat command, drops down. Good deep squat right there, and he's just going to grind it out. No problems for Josh Leese on that one. 192.5 kilos. 424 pounds. Looked real good. We move on now to our last competitor in this division, or this flight for their second attempt, Phil Clough. Phil's going to be attempting 205 kilos. That's 451 pounds. You can hear the crowd back there waiting for a big lift from Phil. And he's intense. Makes his way up, kind of staring at the bar. Gets those hands set where he wants them. Stretches out a little bit. Bar on the back. Really kind of corkscrewing himself in underneath that bar. Smart move there. Feet are set. We hear him down and up, and that looked pretty easy for Phil. Nice job. We'll see what the judges have to say, but that looked like a pretty solid lift, and yeah, it certainly was. Good attempt at 451 pounds. Successful second lift. We did not, now again, knock on wood here, we have not had a competitor miss in any of their attempts in this flight. So hopefully I didn't just jinx somebody, but we are, again, back at the top of the order with Ken Van Dorn, and he will be attempting 77.5 kilos. Kind of a conservative strategy here today, but struggled a little bit with 75 kilos, so maybe this is a smart move for him at 77.5 kilos, which is 170 pounds. He's pumped up, though. You can see him making his way to the bar with purpose. He's in, got his feet set. And we hear the squat command as he settles in. Down and up. Depth has not been a problem for Ken all day, and it doesn't look like it's going to be a problem here at all. Nice job. Very good for Ken Van Dorn as he's successful in all three of his squats today. And we'll finish with 77 kilos. Nice job. Okay. Steve Bales in next, his third and final attempt. Again, sort of a little more of a conservative approach, but looked very successful. He started off at 117 kilos, then was successful there. Then at 120, he was successful. His third and final squat attempt of the day will be at 122 kilos. See how that works for him. Weight hasn't seemed to be a problem for anybody really in the competition so far in both flights that we've seen. Been a couple technical issues, but overall, everybody looking real strong today. Must be something in the water, maybe. All right, Steve with his third attempt here at 122 kilos. He's down. Here's that down command. I might have looked a little high. I might have jinxed him. And yeah, you can see it on his face. He said, yeah, I knew I didn't get it. And of course he didn't. So there's our first miss. And again, I hope I didn't jinx those folks with that. But yeah, you could see the look on Steve's face that he just knew he wasn't quite low enough. And the judges agreed on that one. Richard Carney in for his third and final squat of the day. And he will be competing, and he will be going for 142 kilos. His last attempt looked pretty good at 137. Of course, he made that big jump from 130 to 137. Now, still a fairly decent jump here for Richard at 142 kilos today, so that will be 314 pounds. But he has looked good in his first two attempts. We'll see where he's at with his second attempt as he makes his way to the bar. Hands are on the bar. We see him getting ready. Bar is on the back. And we see him there. Here's that squat command. Taking his time. Drops down, dude. Nice deep squat. It's going to grind it out. He's going to get this one. There we go. Nice job. There you go. And you hear the crowd responding to that. I tell you, one red light. But overall, nice job there for Richard. Nice couple of lifts there for him. Yeah, you know, you always hear the crowds. Somebody starts struggling, that's the one thing that is great about powerlifting competitions. Everybody gets behind them. Everybody says, look, you can do this, you can do it. Just give it, grind it out. And you hear the crowd kind of come alive when somebody's, you know, pushing some big weights for them. And folks getting really supported. That's one of the best things about powerlifting, especially USA powerlifting. All right, we see Mike Walchuk, who's looked fantastic, really. He really has fantastic form. Was successful in his first two lifts, going to be attempting 155 kilos here, 341 pounds. We hear squat command, down. More of the same right there for Mike. That looked real good. And again, 3 white lights for Mike. Might have went a little bit heavier on that. Gosh, he has just looked, you know, if you want to say, you know, textbook squat form, well, he's pretty much got it. It looks real good, very dialed in, and has looked really, really good all competition long. Todd Spooner in next for his third attempt. He will be attempting 167.5 kilos. That is 369 pounds. He's competing in the men's Raw 3A competition, or division, I should say, 60 to 64. Todd has looked real good today as well. Like I said, weight hasn't been an issue for really anybody here today. It hasn't been anything that has overwhelmed anybody. And again, hopefully I didn't just jinx anybody by saying that, but everybody's looked real solid. A couple mishaps here and there. Maybe sometimes you go a little quick and can't quite make it back out of the hole, but those things happen. But overall, everybody should be happy with their training and the amount of strength that they have as they make their way into this competition. Yokey returns. We are broadcasting live from Englewood, Colorado for USA Powerlifting. My name is Derek Stone, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget that you can, of course, when this particular session is over in the afternoon, we can make sure you hang around and come back for our evening session as well. We're going to have more USA Powerlifting, different competitors, more competitors here. And you can catch that just like you're doing right now. Catch us live. All right, we're getting all the weights set. And it looks like Todd is not going to compete at that weight. So we're going to move on to Michael Skadden for his third attempt. This will be 365 pounds or 175 kilos. Weight is on the back. You hear the squat command for Michael. Drops down deep and back up. Nice job. 3 white lights there for Michael. I'm not sure, and I haven't got confirmation of this, but I might check it out. Maybe Todd Spooner was happy with the attempt that he had at 165. Maybe wanted to save a little strength for later on in the competition for the deadlift. We'll see, but I haven't been given an official word why he didn't attempt that final attempt, but I would suspect this probably has something to do with that. All right, Jake Stewart up next for his third and final attempt at 185 kilos, 407 pounds. Makes his way up to the bar. He's under the bar now. Bar's on his back, and he makes his way out to the middle of the platform. Squat command has been given. Drops down. Good deep squat. He's going to grind it up, and he's not going to get that one. Yeah, maybe I did jinx him. Yep. Failed attempt there for Jake Stewart, so he will end up with 175 kilos. Will be his final good lift for the squat. Josh Lease up next. 205 kilos, that's 451 pounds. Josh has looked real good today as well. You see the weight being set, waiting for the competitor. Bar is loaded, so he's got 1 minute to make it to the bar. Didn't need that at all. He's ready to go. Big man, Josh. Handle all that weight on the back. Pretty good, looks pretty good, solid lift right there. Not as deep as some of his other lifts, but I think that's still going to go. Yeah, and it does. Nice job for Josh at 205 kilos. All right, Phil Clow in for his last squat attempt of the day and the last squat attempt of this particular heat as well. He's going to be going for 215 kilos. That is 473 pounds. Of course, Phil's competing in the men's Raw Masters 1A division. That's 40 to 44 years of age. I have to say, folks, I feel pretty powerful here. I've got a microphone. I also have a walkie-talkie. This is a kid's dream come true here. All right, here we go, Phil. Just kind of corkscrewing himself underneath that bar, and you can see that moving around. That's a lot of weight right there. And you see him ready to go. Got the squat command, and he's down, and he's up, and that looked pretty good. See what the judges have to say, but I think they're going to give it to him. They should give it to him. Nice job right there for Phil. Strong squat attempt right there, and he's going to finish up at 205 kilos. Nice job. All right, well, we are finish it up with that particular event. We're going to go ahead and go into the bench press competition. We're going to get to that here in just a little bit. Okay. You can hear me getting some technical instructions. So if you can hear me, of course you can. We're going to be getting ready to start the bench press competition. That's going to be coming up here in just a little bit. Lifters are going to be getting some more instructions. Bench is a little bit different, as a matter of fact. There's 3 instructions that will go. We're going to start that here pretty soon. You can just kind of hear me as we get ready to go. And we're going to take a short break here and come back with the bench press for the first, well, I guess the first session here of USA Powerlifting. We will be right back in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. Go grab yourself a sandwich or something and hang out as we get ready to go to the bench press competition. And that will start here in just about 10 minutes or so.
Your squat looks really good, man.
All right, folks, and we are back here broadcasting live from Englewood, Colorado for Yokey Returns. Hope you had a nice little break here as we continue now with the bench press competition. Again, it looks like we've got everything set up, got our competitors all kind of getting some last minute instruction again, kind of reiterating some of the things that judges will be looking for. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of those right now. Now in the squat, of course, we have the 2 commands, and we will have 3 in the bench press today. And this is the area where a lot of folks who haven't been in a meet before tend to screw up a little bit on the bench press because they're just so used to taking it off and dropping down and pressing up as soon as they can. Of course, you have to get that unrack command, then you get the down command, and then the press command. So we will be watching for that today. It is one of those things that sometimes the most technical of the lifts in that regard is saying that bar has got to be settled. You have to be settled, and then let's see where you can press from there. All right, looks like we are all set for our first competitor. Just kind of getting some, like I said, last minute, last second sort of preparation here as we continue on with this competition. Everything moving very, very efficiently today so far, and that is thanks to all of our volunteers and the staff here for USA Powerlifting as well. You guys do a great job. Don't get enough credit for everything that they do for USA Powerlifting. It's been a great meet so far. Lively crowd this morning already. Folks getting behind some of their favorite competitors. And don't forget, we're going to be here all day long. So we'll finish up with these 2 heats. Then we will take a small break and then come back for our evening session as well. So we can just keep it right here and, stay here and be with us here on USA Powerlifting. We're getting ready for the bench press competition. Looks like everything is just about all set up here. Let's see. So, again, we'll go over some of those rules as well. And it looks like meet coordinator Rachel is talking with some of the judges here, saying, look, this is what we're going to be looking for. This is where we want to make sure things are set. Just trying to make sure everybody is as safe as possible and the meet moves as efficiently as you can. And it looks like I'm hearing some noise over the loudspeaker. It looks like we may be ready to get started with our first competitor. All right. And it looks like maybe they're just testing things out. I was like, oh, okay. I jumped there for a second. I thought maybe we were ready to go. But and it's down and up. Looks like she got her first attempt there. I don't know if it was actually her first official attempt or not, but it looked pretty good from this vantage point. All right. There we go, getting some of our preparations for our next competitor. And I will get some of the technical things on the screen here. We're having just a little bit of an issue with that right now, but let's just kind of stay with this particular shot here as we kind of check out some of the lifts that we have. Down, there's the press command, and up. Good first attempt right there. Folks, I will be right back with you here. This channel, I'm just going to leave this live shot, though, so at least you can see the action. It might take me a couple seconds to get back here with USA Powerlifting as Yokey returns. We are in the bench press competition. We'll be right back in just a second. Just keep it right here. Hey, Jason, when you get a chance, can you pop on in here?
up so I can get the top of it.
Okay, folks, got a little bit of that technical issues solved here. With the first attempt here from Sean Miller, she will be attempting 50 kilos. She has got the bar. Here's the command, press command. All right, and then the rack command looks like a good lift there for Sean Miller. 3 white lights for her. I'm having an issue with my graphic at the bottom of the screen. I can see it, but you guys can't, unfortunately. I'm going to get to that here as we are going through this event. Lottie Looney is our next competitor, and she will be attempting her first bench press attempt will be at 52.5 kilos today. Lottie very successful in the squat earlier today, just about an hour ago. Looked pretty good. Looks like she's getting herself all set. Feet are planted, unracked. There's the press command there, and good. Nice lift right there from Lottie Looney, 3 white lights. Looks very good. In her first attempt today, and she was at 52.5 kilos. Our next competitor will be Kristen Taryn. Kristen looked fantastic in the squat earlier today. Some fantastic lifts for her. She will be attempting, her first bench press attempt today will be at 55 kilos. Kind of a wider stance there with her feet set. Good arch for Kristen. You see her there set. Hear the press command, and there we go. Nice job. Looked like a good lift for Kristen. And yep, 3 white lights for her. Nice job in her first attempt of the day. Next competitor will be Lori Holland Neslin. Her first attempt today will be at 60 kilos. Bar is set for her. You know, of course, she does have 1 minute to make it to the platform. Most folks don't usually need that long. We don't see that happen very often. She is set. She's under the bar. No spotter for her there. Well, I mean, there are spotters there, folks. You know what I'm saying. Down and press. She got that press. Might have came up a little early, though, if you ask me. Of course, nobody did. It's 3 white lights for her. Good attempt right there. Good lift. Strength, obviously, not an issue there. And again, we do see folks having a little trouble. Hang on. I could still see it here, so I was still getting the lights.
You know, taking these 2 angles, that one's kind of cool, actually.
I like that one, yeah. All right, folks, there you go. It looks like you have to bear with me on some of the technical stuff because I sort of get it, you know, but I don't do it so much that it's second nature, and sometimes just one little glitch. If everything goes fine, I'm fine. All right. I think some of you can relate that. All right, Holly Chin in with her first attempt today. 67 kilos. That's 148 pounds. Women's Raw Masters Division competitor. There we go. Now I got all my graphics, makes things a little easier. And she's got that command, press, and it looked like a good solid lift right there for Holly Chin. 3 white lights. And again, her first attempt, very successful there. They're experimenting with some different camera angles. Sometimes you never know until people are up there, and you know, it'd be nice to see all 3 at once sometimes, you know. That's one of the reasons we've got 3 judges, right? Because you might miss something on one side. All right, Shauna Allen in for her first attempt. It's her first attempt of the day, as a matter of fact, at 67.5 kilos. That's 148 pounds. She did not compete in the squat, so she's just doing down. We hear the up command, and there you go. Looks like a good solid lift right there for Shauna Allen. Very good. Excellent, excellent job. Holly Scott in next. Holly looked real good in the squat today so far. Good steady increase on all 3 of her lifts. I think if she'd have done well if we'd had 4 attempts, for sure. Her first attempt today, the bench press, will be at 75 kilos. That is 165 pounds. There we go. Holly moving in with a sense of purpose. Hands on the bar. See there, nice solid arch. Always remain in those points of contact. We see her go down. Wait for that press command. She's got it. And up and rack. Good lift, I think, from Holly Scott. Looked pretty solid. And the judges agree, giving her those 3 white lights for her first attempt of the day. Nice job for Holly Scott. Amy Norak in next. Her first bench press attempt today at 80 kilos. That's 176 pounds. She is a women's Raw Masters competitor, 1B division. That is the 45 to 49 age division. Getting a little kind of talking to her spotter there, saying what to look for, what she's anticipating, how she'd like it to be. All right, spotter's in position. She's in position. Look like we can see from there. Nice solid arch there from her. Down, we hear the up command, and up and rack it. Good lift right there from Amy Norak. Nice job. 3 white lights for Amy. All right, that's going to bring us back to the top of the order here. Next, as we head back to Ellie Palmisano. Ellie's looking real good so far today. Missed on her third and final squat attempt of the day, but otherwise looking very, very good. Her first bench press attempt was at 27.5 kilos, and she got that. Looked really well. This next one will be at 32.5 kilos for her second attempt today. Ellie, inspiration to a lot of folks in her 70s, and still kicking butt for sure. Spotter's in position. Ellie's in position. All right, the bar is off the rack, down, and settles and pressing. Looks like she's going to work her way through it. Nice job there for Ellie. See what the judges have to say about that one. Maybe didn't quite think she was settled enough, and I could see that. Yeah, maybe a little bit of movement, and didn't quite get that one. But so she will have to attempt 32.5 kilos in her next attempt as well. Remember, you can, if you miss a lift, you can go up, but you cannot go back down. So Ellie could not go down to a lesser weight. She has to start at that weight that she missed or go heavier. All right, Amanda Harris in next for her second attempt. She was unsuccessful in her first one at 47.5 kilos, but she's feeling confident she's going to hit 50 kilos now. Sometimes you have those technical issues. Those things happen sometimes. So you think, I've got the strength, I'm going to just push through this. There we go. Bar is off the rack. We hear the down command and the press command, and she's got it. Let's see what the judges have to say. Yep, good. There you go. She made good on that one. Didn't let that setback of the first miss throw her off at all. So very good. Very good second attempt there. 50 kilos for Amanda Harris. Sean Miller up next with her second attempt. First attempt was at 50 kilos, and she did that. She will be attempting 52.5 kilos for her second attempt. Of course, she is competing in the Women's Raw Masters 3A division, 60 plus. Getting her hands set on the bar. Spotter in position. And down and up. Struggling through that a little bit. It looks like she got it, though. See what the judges have to say about that one. Yep, they're going to give it to her. Nice job there for Sean Miller. There's the biggest learning curve in powerlifting, I believe, is on the bench press. There's just a little more technical, kind of some things you need to, make sure that you're following certain rules and all of those things. I mean, you got to follow all the rules, but you know what I'm saying, folks. All right, Leslie Konigan, for her second bench press attempt of the day, she was successful in her first one, which was at 42.5 or 47.5 kilos. Her second attempt is at 52.5, and looks pretty successful right there. As a matter of fact, way to go, Leslie. They didn't give it to her. I think she maybe wasn't settled. I don't know. We'll have to see what her feet possibly were moving. Maybe she went just a little bit early, but she will have to attempt that weight again in her final attempt. Lottie Looney in next now for her second attempt. She will be attempting 55 kilos today. First attempt was at 52.5. She did well there. Looked real solid. Lottie is a crowd favorite for sure. I don't know if you folks can hear that through my microphone. We got some dogs barking out there. I mean, dogs want to come and check out the competition as well. So maybe we let them in. All right. She will be attempting 55 kilos today. 121 pounds. Down, up. Got the press command. Struggling through it a little bit, but a little high on one side, but looked pretty good. Let's see what the ref's going to have to say about that one. I thought it looked pretty decent from here. Still haven't got her judgment yet. Judge is going to see, and they're going to give it to her, yeah, as they should. I think it looked pretty solid. Sometimes still things can be technically correct, even if they are a little ugly, right? That happens every so often. It's not necessarily the prettiest sport sometimes. All right, Kristen Tarrant in for her second attempt today. She will be attempting 60 kilos. That is 132 pounds. All right. Getting her feet set. She's all set. And bar is off the rack. Waiting for that down command. She's got it. And press command is up. She's going to struggle with it a little bit. I don't think she's going to get it. Nope, she didn't quite get that one there. 60 kilos. So that will be her next attempt. We'll have to attempt at least 60 kilos in the bench. She was successful in her first attempt at 55 kilos. Maybe 60, just a little bit much for her right there. Lori Holland Neslin is our next competitor. She will be attempting 65 kilos. Her first attempt was at 60 kilos, and she was successful there. So we will see how she does with 65. Kind of a big jump there. Jumps are a little easier to make. I in my personal opinion, easier to make in a squat and a deadlift than they are in a bench press. You sort of have to be a little more dialed into what your bench is. But, Lori's looked real good all day. Hasn't missed a lift. And again, I hope I didn't just jinx her, because she is doing fantastic. 65 kilo attempt right here. Down. She gets that press command, and she's got it. Maybe bar was moving maybe a little bit more than she would have liked, but still overall a good attempt right there for her. Shauna Allen in next with her second attempt of the day. First attempt was at 67.5 kilos. Going to be moving up 5 kilos here at 72.5. And I think it's going to that's a good challenging weight, because she looked real good in her first attempt. Didn't look like weight was the issue at all. So we'll see where we're at with Shauna Allen here. She's kind of getting her shoulders set first and going to work on getting her feet set. Nice high arch. We see her set. Bar is off. Good angle right here. Got the press command, the rack command, and we'll see what the judges have to say about that. From that angle, I think it looked pretty good. 3 white lights for Shauna Allen. Nice job for her in the bench press in her second attempt today. All right, Holly Chin up next. Big jump here for Holly. Her first attempt was at 67.5 kilos, moving all the way up to 75 kilos. She has been looking real good. And again, another one of our competitors who hasn't missed a lift all day today. So, again, her form seems to really be dialed in. You'll see her making her way to the bench, getting her hand set. She's got her feet sort of set there. Make sure that she gets that leg drive. And the bar is off the rack. And then we go, we hear it. And the press command, press down and up and rack. Nice job for Holly. Good solid lift right there. And again, she remains perfect on her lifts so far today. That was 80 kilos, 176 pounds. And looked real good, really solid. I'm anxious to see what she will attempt in her third and final attempt. Or I'm sorry, that was 75 kilos. This is Holly Scott now, and she will be attempting 80 kilos. Can't put two Hollies next to each other and expect me to tell them apart, right? Good lift right there from Holly Scott, 80 kilos. See what the judges have to say, but it looked like she, it looked like there was a little movement there, but overall solid. The judges looked like they really liked that one, so good for her. And a good solid second attempt there for Holly Scott, who, again, another one of our competitors who has been perfect all day long so far. All right, as we move now to our last competitor in this heat in their second bench press attempt. That is Amy Norak, and she's looked great so far. 80 kilos was her first attempt. Second attempt here will be at 85 kilos. That's 187 pounds. Bar is off the rack, and there she is. She's got that command. You see what the judge is saying. Judges looking there. Looked like a pretty solid lift. See what the refs have to say about that, and they said, yeah, that's a good one. Amy Norak, with her second attempt, looked real good, 85 kilos. And we are back to the top of the order for the third and final bench in this part of this heat today. All right, so our first competitor in this heat has been Ellie Palmisano. She did a fail on her last attempt at 32.5 kilos, so she will be attempting that again here today. Let's see if she can get dialed in and get this weight up. All right, we've got the spotters out, bars out, down, press. Yeah, it looks like no problem there. At least the weight didn't seem to be a problem. A little bit shaky, but 3 white lights for Ellie. Nice job. Very good. And you can hear the crowd really getting behind her with that one. She was happy with it as well, so good for her. That's 32.5 kilos. Leslie Koenig in for her third bench press attempt now. Looked good on her first one at 47.5. Did fail on her last attempt at 52.5 kilos, and she will be attempting that weight again. Again, a quick reminder, if you fail on a lift, you can try that weight again, or you can go higher, but you cannot go lower. So she is going to attempt 52.5 kilos again. You see the spotters are in position. There we go, and down. And the press command up. Looks like strength hasn't been an issue for Leslie on any of the lifts that she's had today. A couple of things have just gone a little bit wrong. But that one, solid, very, very solid third attempt there. We'll see, having a few technical issues. Sometimes just those things just happen. You're feeling strong, but maybe, a certain judge is looking for a certain thing, and, might be high on one attempt. You get a little anxious and go a little fast. All those things can play a big factor in and the only thing that really gets rid of that is experience. And even then, sometimes. All right, Sean Miller in for her third attempt. 55 kilos here. She was successful at 52.5. See how she does here with 121 pounds. Down. And she's pressing. Looks like she's not going to get it. Not quite there. Strength-wise today, and she knew it. It was like, no, That's the other part of these competitions is that sometimes you just want to push yourself and see where you're at. It gives you a good building block for future competitions and just in life in general. So again, failed at that last attempt at 55 kilos. We're going to stay with the weight at 55 kilos for Amanda Harrison, her third attempt. She was successful at 50 kilos. Let's see where she's at right here as the bar comes off the rack. There we go. We can see it down, waiting for that press command. She's going to struggle with it a little bit. Is she going to get it? No, looks like it's not going to quite going to get there. Thought she could have maybe pushed through to lock out. That takes a lot of effort there, and it's easier said than done, that is for sure. All right, our next competitor is Lottie Looney, and she will be attempting 57.5 kilos. She's looked real solid, had a nice solid game plan the entire day, not really making huge jumps, good solid jumps every time. Of course, she was at 55 kilos last time. She's at 57.5 now. That is 126 pounds, and she will be attempting that right now. The judges, it looks like they're all ready. They say down command and press command. It looked pretty good there. Good lift right there from Lottie Looney from that vantage point. We'll see what the judges have to say, and they're going to agree with us. 3 white lights there for Lottie Looney. Nice job. She finishes up bench press with 57.5 kilos. Kristen Tarrant in next, and she with 60 kilos. She did fail on her last attempt. Let's see if she can dial it in and pick this one up. All right, so we're rooting for her here in the booth for sure. Gets her hands set, feet set, nice wide stance with it. Look at that. And there we go. Bar is off the rack, down and press. Looked pretty good from here. Maybe the butt lifted a little bit. Yeah, and I think maybe that's what one of the judges saw. But overall, still a good lift right there for Kristen Tarrant. Nice job in her attempt at 60 kilos, and she's going to get that. All right. Lori Holland-Neslin is in at 67.5 kilos. Successful in her last 2 attempts. She started off the bench with 60 kilos, then went to 65 kilos on her last attempt. Looked good on both of those. She's going to be attempting 67.5 kilos here in her third and final bench attempt. And she is another competitor who has looked solid all day, hasn't missed a lift all day long. And hopefully that streak will continue here with 67.5 kilos. Bars off the rack. And it's down, and she presses, struggling a little bit, but looks like she's going to get it. Keep going. Come on, keep fighting, keep fighting. No, not quite there. Just about had it, though. I think that's something, and it's the frustrating thing about powerlifting. She will go, and maybe the next time she benches, she'll be able to get that weight in a non-competition setting. It just seems to be the way of the world, folks. Sometimes those things happen. She was so close on that one, but again, a failed attempt there. All right, we move on next to our next competitor, Shauna Allen, who has only competed in the bench press in this competition so far today, but has looked really good. She is so far perfect. Her last attempt was at 72.5 kilos. She's doing 75 kilos right here, or attempting it as well. So we'll see where she's at here at 165 pounds. Women's raw competitor, 2A division, 50 plus. That bar goes down and press up. Looked pretty good right there. No issues from this vantage point from us, yeah, and the judges are going to agree, and that is at 60 kilos. Very good. Next competitor is Holly Chin. She will be attempting 80 kilos today. Looked real good in her first 2 bench press attempts. Big jump from first to second. She moved from 67.5 kilos into 75 kilos. Then her next attempt will be at 80 kilos. We'll see how she does here as she gets herself set under the bar. Looking for the right position. Feet are set. Make sure she can get some leg drive out of that. And the bar is off. Down. Here's the press command, and she's going to struggle through it. Let's see, can she do it? She can do it? No, not quite. Not quite there today for Holly Chin on her third and final attempt. That attempt at 80 kilos. So she will finish today at 75 kilos. Holly Scott in now, who was successful in her last attempt at 80 kilos. She will be attempting 82.5 kilos for her third bench press attempt. That is 181 pounds. We see Holly getting set for competition. Shoulders are kind of locked in position there. There we go, as we see her attempt to then take the bar off, waiting for that down command. Now her press command and rack command. Looked like a good lift here. Yeah, the judges are going to agree with us and say, yeah, good lift there for Holly Scott. And she will finish up at 82.5 kilos for her third and final attempt today. Next competitor, final competitor actually in this heat for the bench press will be Amy Norak, and she has looked real good. Last attempt was at 85 kilos. She nailed it. Going to be hitting, or attempting, I should say. Positive vibes out there. She will be attempting 87.5 kilos in her third and final bench press attempt today. We'll see where she's at. As she gets her arch set, gets those feet set. She can get a little leg drive. And we are ready as the spotter helps her with the taking the bar off the rack. Press command and up. Where'd we get? What'd we get here? We got 3 white lights. Nice job. Good attempt there for Amy Norak, and she has been perfect all day as well. One of the competitors who hasn't missed a lift all day long. She will finish up the bench press attempt at 87.5 kilos. All right, as we get set then to move into the next flight of this particular stage of our competition. Ken Van Dorn, and he will attempt 82.5 kilos. Don't forget, you can join us again later on as we continue our coverage all day long right here on YouTube. Make sure you're tuning in and see all of your favorites. If you got a family member out there, just tune in, and we do appreciate everybody who has tuned in today so far. Our coverage will continue all weekend long as well. We'll also be back here tomorrow as well. Ken Van Dorn with his first attempt at 82.5 kilos. That's 181 pounds, folks. We see him all set. Referee in position, judges in position. Press command given, and looked pretty good there from Ken Van Dorn. Maybe his feet weren't set. He's getting some advice here from some of our judges, and meet coordinator Rachel is out there as well, saying, okay, maybe this is what they flagged you on, so something to work on for Ken Van Dorn. His first attempt at 82.5 kilos, he missed on that one, so he will have to attempt that weight or higher in his next attempt. Steve Bales in next, or his first bench press attempt of the day, and will be attempting 85 kilos. That's 187 pounds. Steve was just a bit shy on his last squat attempt. Just knew that it just wasn't there for him, you know. But we'll see how he does in the bench press as we move on to the second phase of this competition. And he's going to start it off at 187 pounds. All right, he's in position. Commands have been given. Press command has been given. All right, rack command is given. Let's see where Steve's at. Looked like a pretty good lift. Looks like there may have been a little bit of a movement, and that's what maybe one of the judges caught up with or caught on to. But overall, good lift there for Steve Bales at 85 kilos. Richard Carney in for his first attempt today, and he will be attempting 92.5 kilos. That is 203 pounds. He is competing today in the men's Raw Masters 3A division. That is 60 to 64 years of age. All right, Richard up, makes his way to the bench. He's under the bar. Spotter helping him get the weight off the rack. Steady, hearing the commands there, and press command up and down. Racked it. Good lift right there from Richard Carney, his first attempt today. And Richard has been another one of the competitors who has looked real good all day long hasn't missed a lift, and he didn't miss that one. Looked real good. 92.5 kilos. Sounds like a radio station, right? Something like that. Anyway, good attempt there for Richard Carney. Mike Walchuk is up next, and he will be starting his bench press off at 97.5 kilos. That's 214 pounds. Mike is a very good squatter, and he looked really good in this competition so far today. His form is really as close to what you would call textbook as you're going to see. We'll see where his bench form is as well. Feet are set. Takes the bar off, down, and up. Nice press right there. And again, very good, solid form there from Mike Walchuk. You can tell, spends a lot of time just working on the mechanics of the movements, and you can certainly see it in his lifts. That's a good lift right there for Mike as he starts off with 97 kilos. All right, Michael Strum is up next. My apologies. 120 kilos today will be his first attempt. That is 264 pounds. He is competing in the men's Raw Masters 2B division, 55 to 59 years of age. Mike is making his way to the bench, underneath the bench now. You see it. Getting his shoulder set first, kind of corkscrewing him in under there. Now getting his feet set, nice arch, making sure his butt is still on the bench. He's got it. You see the start command, press command, and rack command. Looked like a pretty solid lift all the way around. Maybe a little shaky, but it was enough for the judges to let go and not flag him on there. But solid lift right there from Michael. Todd Spooner up next with his first attempt of the day in the bench press at 120 kilos. That is 264 pounds. Todd also competing in the men's Raw Masters 3A division. Gets himself set. Bar is off the rack. We hear the start command. Now the press command. Looked real good. That's a good solid lift right there from Todd Spooner. From my vantage point, and the judges agree, 3 white lights for Todd Spooner. Great job. Todd, another competitor who has looked pretty solid form-wise. Did have a misstep on his last squat, but I think it was just that the weight was maybe just not there for him today. But overall, looking really solid. Phil Clow in next with his first attempt of the day, and he will be he will be attempting 122 kilos. That's 270 pounds. Nice way to start off. Getting some kind of communications here between himself and one of the spotters. Say, this is kind of what I expect, and this is what we're looking for. Make sure there's no surprises there. 120 kilos, 122 kilos, 270 pounds down, and press and rack. Good lift right there. One of the judges says maybe he was not quite perfect. He's getting a little advice and instruction from one of those lifts. Judges saying this is why I flagged you, so watch that in your next attempt. Jake Stewart in next for his first attempt of the day. At bench. That's 127 kilos, 281 pounds for Jake. Jake looked pretty solid in the squat as well today. Kind of getting himself set. Bar is up. Start command has been given. Press command given. And rack. Good lift right there from Jake Stewart. See what the judges say. Yeah, judges agree. Nice job. Great way to start off the bench press for him. Michael Skadden in next for his first attempt, and he will be attempting 130 kilos. That is 286 pounds. He's a men's Raw Masters competitor in the 1B division, 45 to 49 years of age. And bar is up. Start command has been given. Press command given. And nice job, rack command given as well. See what the judges say. Judges agree. Great job right there for Michael Skadden. All right, go to the last competitor in this heat for his first attempt, and that will be Joshua Lease. Joshua successful in the squat as well. Has been perfect all day long so far. Looks real good. Going to be attempting 297 pounds. That's 135 kilos. Bar is set. Clock is going. He's got 39 seconds to get here. Where is he? Where's Josh? Is he on his way? There he is. All right. It's just being dramatic, I think, folks, right? No. Got to make an entrance, right? All right, gets his feet set. Shoulders are set. He's under the bar. Bar's off the rack. Hear that? Oh, yeah, went a little early, but then tried to correct it. I don't know that they're going to give it to him no matter what he does here. We'll see. Yeah, they're going to flag him on that one, and they should. He was an attempt to go just a little bit early, but good news for Josh. It didn't look like that weight was too much for him. Looked like that's a weight that he can maybe even bypass and go to what he was possibly planning on doing for his third attempt. Yeah, sometimes those things happen. You're just so nervous. You're ready for things to go, and you want to get pumped up, right? You want that weight. You want it off your chest, I would imagine, you know. So anyway, he will have to attempt at least 135 kilos for his third attempt, or his second attempt, I should say. Third attempt. I'm sorry. Ken Van Dorn in for his third attempt right now at 85 kilos. That's 187 pounds. Ken's looked good all day long so far. Had a misstep on his last squat, but overall, his form has been real solid. It seems to be right on with his most of his lifts today, and he's right on with that one. So that was 85 kilos there, and he will again have somewhere to build for his next one. Steve Bales in with his second attempt today at 87.5 kilos. Music of Twisted Sister in the background, getting people pumped up, right? We're not going to take it. That's right. We're not going to take not getting this lift, Steve. So let's see it. 87.5 kilos up. Struggle, not quite there. Just almost. Couldn't quite lock those elbows out. So he will have to attempt that weight or higher in his next attempt. 87.5 kilos. Our next lifter will be Richard Carney. Richard's looked solid all day long. Form looked real good. Weights looked real good. Moved really well for him. Second attempt today will be at 97.5 kilos. That is 214 pounds. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 3A division, 60 to 64 years of age. There we go. Bar is off the rack. We hear the start command. And we hear the press command. And rack command. Looks pretty solid from here. One red light, but overall good lift for Richard Kearney. Very solid second attempt in the bench press for Richard, who has, like I said, looked good all day long. Another guy who's looked good all day long is our next competitor. That is Mike Walchuk. Mike's going to be attempting 105 kilos. That's 231 pounds. He's in the men's Raw Masters 1A division. That's 40 to 44 years of age. Makes his way to the bar. Getting his hands set. Bar is off. Start command has been given. Press command given. And rack. Looked like a good lift right there for Mike Walchuk, and yeah. So there you go. He remains perfect on the day so far with his second attempt in the bench press at 105 kilos. All right, Todd Spooner up next with his second attempt. He's looked pretty good as well. He's going to be attempting 125 kilos. That is 275 pounds. Todd competing in the men's Raw 3A division. That's 60 to 64 years of age. Clock is running for Mike. Still got 45 seconds. We're broadcasting live from Englewood, Colorado for Yokey Returns. Always a fun meet here. People look forward to it all year. Todd's all set. Looks like he's got his feet set now. Up and down command given. Press command given. And rack. Looks pretty good for Todd Spooner. 275 pounds. Yep, there you go. No problem at all for Todd in his second attempt. Very good. Michael Strum in next for his second attempt today. Michael did not compete in the squat, but he is competing in the bench. All right, he is attempting 130 kilos. That is 286 pounds. Competing in the Masters 3B, 2B competition. 2B or not 2B? No, 2B. Michael Strum down, press command given, and rack command given. See where the judges are at with this one. And yeah, it looked like he might have been just a little shaky there, but good lift right there from Michael. Phil Clow in next with his second attempt. It was successful in his first attempt, and in fact, looked real good all day as well. Another one of those competitors who hasn't missed a lift. And he will be attempting 130 kilos. That's 286 pounds for his second attempt in the bench press today. Looked good at his first one at 122 kilos. So pretty substantial jump up here, but he handled that first one pretty well. So I think he's going to do well here. Doesn't look like the weight's going to be an issue. Down, press, and up. Rack. Nice job for Phil. Yep. Looks like he may have had a little bit of an issue with a little bit of movement. But overall, good lift for Phil as well. Again, sometimes you forget about it. You don't think there's as much technique as there is in the bench press, but certainly we see more folks missing in the bench for technical reasons than we ever do for strength reasons, let's say. Michael Skadden in for his second attempt at 135 kilos. This will be 297 pounds. He was successful at 30 kilos. And down and press. Not the prettiest lift, but still effective nonetheless, I believe. Looked like it was pretty good from my vantage point. We'll see what the judges have to say about it, but I don't think that they'll have any problems with it there. Yep, and they didn't. 3 white lights for Michael Skadden. Jake Stewart in next with his second attempt, and he will be attempting 135 kilos. That's 197 pounds. He was successful in his first bench press today. Let's see where he's at. With lift number 2, down and press command up, rack command. Where are we at? It looks good right there. Good lifts for Jake Stewart. His second attempt looked pretty good today. Josh Leese in for his second attempt. He was successful in his first attempt at 135 kilos. We'll see where he's at 140 kilos. That's 308 pounds for Josh. We're broadcasting live for Yokey Returns from Englewood, Colorado for USA Powerlifting. My name is Derek Stone. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Here, the start command given. Press command has been given, and looked pretty good right there for Josh. We'll see what the refs have to say. And, yeah, 3 white lights for Josh Leese. We're going to move on up to our next attempt, next competitor, as we back to the top of the order. Steve Bayos will be attempting 87.5 kilos. He missed on this weight last time. We'll see where he's at for his third and final bench press of the day. Just couldn't quite grind that one out last time. So he's going to give it another shot. You never know the reasons on a lift fail. Sometimes you can just vary, and sometimes it takes just a little time. Clear your head. Let's give it another shot. We'll see where we're at. So hopefully that is the case for Steve, who has looked real good all day. And sometimes you got to be a little bit of a risk taker. You know, you don't get so, sometimes don't necessarily get so locked into certain mindset. Looks like there's a little bit of a bounce there for Steve. I don't know that they're going to give him that. And, of course, it won't matter at this point anyway. Didn't quite get it there. Struggled with that weight, so there is a starting point as he trains maybe for his next competition would be right at around that weight there for Steve Bales. So failed twice at 87.5 kilos. Our next competitor, Ken Van Doren, and he will be attempting 87.5 kilos as well. Again, that's 192 pounds. He's been successful on his last attempt, which was at 85 kilos. He did fail on his first attempt at 82.5, but just blew past his last lift last time. So we'll see if we can wish him continued good luck here as he's getting himself set and under the bar, and he is all set. Press command given. Has he got it? Looks like he's got it. He's going to at least lock it out and rack it. We'll see if there was maybe an issue at the bottom. But I think overall, yeah, that was a good lift. See where he's at. And looks good. Very good. All right, so 87.5. Successful lift for Ken Van Doren. All right, Richard Carney is up next. And he will be attempting 102.5 kilos. Successful on his last lift at 97.5 kilos. We'll see where he's at for this one. He has looked good. Like I mentioned last time, he's looked good all day today. Hasn't missed a lift, knock on wood. But really, form has looked really, really solid. He's challenged himself and has really come off very well today. Nice showing for himself so far. We still have one more event to go. Down and going to lock it out. Let's see. Let's go. Here the crowd getting behind him. Got that left side up. He's got to get the right side up, and he's got it. Looks like he's got it anyway. Now, that was not textbook pretty by any means. And, yeah, they're not going to quite give it to him. But great effort right there for Richard, not just giving up on it, saying they really fought through for that one. Unfortunately, just didn't come out his way. But you like to see a guy really push for something like that. You know, sometimes it's kind of nice to see people struggle because you like to see them overcome that struggle. And just couldn't quite get it there. But overall has been a great showing so far today for Richard Carney. We move on now. Our next competitor in his third and final attempt today, Mike Walchek. And I said it last time, he's looked really, really solid in everything that he's done. His technique, you can just tell, sometimes you see certain lifters, you can tell they spend a lot of time just working on their mechanics. And Mike has, he definitely has good mechanics in everything that he has done. And I've seen him a couple times, and he always looks real good. Good down and up right there. And again, another great shot and a great lift from Mike Walchek, who has been picture perfect today so far.
45 minutes.
All right, very good. Todd Spooner up next for his third bench press attempt today. 130 kilos. That is 286 pounds. And he has looked good as well. He's on the clock, and he's ready to go. He is not wasting any time. Gets to that platform, like 2 seconds after they said his bar was loaded, he was ready to go. So he's attempting a big lift here for him. 286 pounds. And looking good so far. And here we go with his third and final attempt, 130 kilos. Men's Masters competitor. 3A division. That looks pretty good right there. Come on, he's struggling with it, but he's got it now. Not quite. Almost had it. He was really, really close. Give him maybe 15 minutes. I bet he could maybe get that. That was just almost there for Todd Spooner, but he is going to fail on that one. Michael Strum in next for his third and final bench press attempt of the day. Has only competed in the bench press today, but he's looked really good. 120 kilos was his first attempt. 130 was his second, and he will be finishing off here with 132.5 kilos today. So we'll see where he is at with that. Nice high arch right there. Looking pretty solid. Weights out. Start command has been given. Press command given. He's a little shaky. Maybe one of his feet came up. I couldn't quite tell. That's one of the things. Maybe one of the refs saw that. But overall, good lift right there for Michael Strom. And he will get credit for that as he's got those 2 white lights. Nice job for him. Michael Skadden in next for his 3rd and final attempt, and he will be attempting 137.5 kilos today. Successful at 130, also successful at 135 kilos. His 3rd and final attempt will be at 137.5. He's getting himself under the bar, and hands are on the bar. You can see it there as the bar is unracked. Down, waiting for that start command. Might have went a little early on that one. We'll see. It looks like it might not matter. He might not get this one, but he's fighting. Yep, no, and they finally had to take it from him there. Everybody's got that stronger side, and definitely you can see the left really popping up there and the right not there. But I think he might have came off a little early in the first place. Maybe pumped up a little bit before he got that press command. Anyway, we will move on now to Phil Clow. Phil in at 137.5 kilos. This is 303 pounds. Phil has looked good all day. He's one of our perfect lifters so far, hasn't missed a lift. There we go. We hear the start command, the press command. Not quite there today. That's going to end his perfect streak for the day, but he still looked real good. And I'm excited to see what he can do in the deadlift. All right, and that's going to lead us to our final competitor here, which is Josh Leese. Or our next competitor, I should say, at 142.5 kilos. Josh has been successful today so far. We'll see where he's at with his 3rd and final attempt. Finishing up this heat here with this last lift here. Josh has looked really solid. 142 kilos. Start command has been given. Press command there. His feet are moving all over the place, but not quite there today for Josh. But he has looked real good and continuing success to him later on in the competition as we move on to the deadlift. We're going to do that here in just a bit, as a matter of fact. So thank you so much for joining us here, USA Powerlifting, live from Englewood, Colorado. Great facility out there, the Balzar Event Center. This place is great warm-up facility, just a wonderful facility. And so it's been great to be here. Okay. And again, I knew there was one more person. I'm talking about Jake Stewart, and he will be attempting 314 pounds, and that is 142.5 kilos for his 3rd and final attempt today. Looks good, looks real strong. Bars down, press, moving a little bit. See where he's at. He's got to fight through this, but he's still not going to get it. And tells the judges, "No, I'm not. I can't do this one today." All right, so there you go. Jake Stewart in with his 3rd and final attempt. And that's going to bring us to, well, we're just about ready. Then going to take a little bit of time and get all set up for the bench press. I'm sorry, we just did the bench press. We are going to get all set up for deadlifts. We're going to be doing that here, and we've got some, just kind of changing things around. Won't be nearly as long as the getting things set up for the bench, but we're going to take a short little break here. So please stay tuned. We will be back with the 3rd and final event of this heat, and that is the deadlift. That is my favorite event, by the way, so I will probably be extra excited to see some of these attempts here. So just hang tight, and we will be back in about 10 minutes with your continuing coverage right here for Yokey Returns right here on YouTube. Make sure to join us on USAPowerlifting.com. We'll be right back. And we are back. We are broadcasting live from Englewood, Colorado for Yokey Returns. My name is Derek Stone. Thanks so much for joining me this morning and this afternoon. Don't forget our coverage is going to be continuing all weekend long, and I'm excited. I am a big deadlift guy. That's my favorite event, and so I am excited as we move into this first portion of the deadlifts for this first section of our competition this weekend. And again, you know what they say about the deadlift is that the meet doesn't start until the weight hits the floor. So we are just about ready to get started for our next event. You can see the weight there waiting for our first competitor. They're still kind of getting some kind of last minute instructions, things like that, the things that we judges may or may not be looking for. Now, deadlift, typically you just don't see as many sort of technical default issues with the deadlift. You know, you either can get the weight off the floor and lock it out or not. And yeah, I'm looking forward to some of our new camera angles as well. Let's kind of take a look at some of them there. We can get some good looks at what we'll be seeing. And that one might be my favorite right there. Looks real good. Get that nice side view. Sometimes we are moving into the, we're definitely into more advanced camera work here at USA Powerlifting, and it's looking good. I'm excited about this event. This is one of those events that people look forward to all year long. Yokey, of course, is a big, strong little bear there. He's cute, has his own comic book and everything, so he is always a favorite, and definitely, if you're at this event, that's the T-shirt you want to get, to have the little lifting bear on it. All right. Like I said, my name is Derek Stone. Thanks so much for joining us here today. We are just, mere seconds away from the deadlift to be starting. So we were going to get into that, and you can hear kind of the announcements over the loudspeaker right out there as well, saying that, just all right, here we go. We are ready to go. Weight is already loaded for our first competitor, which will be Ellie Palmisano, who has looked really good today, by the way. Has had a couple of small missteps, but has been able to bounce back from them every time. So that's been great for her. Her first attempt today will be at 87.5 kilos. That is 148 pounds. She's, of course, competing in the Women's Raw Masters competition. And look at that. Boom. Easy. No problem for Ellie. Nice job. 3 white lights for her as she gets that bench press deadlift competition off right. She's looked real good. Always inspiring to see Masters competitors just continuing at it, and even improving and continuing to get better with more experience. Amanda Harris in next with her first deadlift of the day, and she will be attempting 87.5 kilos. That is 192 pounds. Little setup time here for the deadlift. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the deadlift is that really the only way to get disqualified or to get some red lights is by not locking out when you there, or maybe dropping the weight too soon, which you don't see too often. And again, first attempt, easy right there. Looked real good, real solid for Amanda Harris at 87.5 kilos. And she has looked, looked real solid all day as well. I know that I say that folks have looked solid even if they've missed a lift or two, but there hasn't been any grave errors or really screwed up or really tried to bite off more than they chew. Sometimes it's just things have some issues. That's kind of why you fight through a lot of things in powerlifting. Leslie Koenig in now with her first attempt, 90 kilos, 198 pounds, and that came up pretty easy for Leslie Koenig. Leslie struggled early in the bench press, in the squat today, but really fought back through it and has looked real good in her last several lifts and even her last squat attempt as well, and looked really, really good right there in her first deadlift attempt. Kristen Tarnan in now looking real good, has been just about perfect today and looks real good right there with a nice solid pull. Looks like she's got a lot more left in the tank. At 90 kilos right there, that seemed like a real easy lift for Kristen. Continuing now for our next competitor, which will be Lori Holland Neslin. she has looked good today as well. Everybody's looked good. I know I keep saying that like it's a shock, but everybody has looked real good. She's going to be attempting 100 kilos today. That is 220 pounds. Kind of getting herself locked in there. Going to get those arms straight, feet in, take that slack out of the bar. And she's going to drop her hips and pull. And nice job. Pull. Easy lift there for Lori. Nice job for her. First attempt at the deadlift today at 100 kilos looked great. Still have some dogs barking outside. I don't know if you can hear that through my microphone, but I can certainly hear it. Maybe they, I don't know, they just want a snack or they want to come and hang out. There's a lot of people in here and dogs want to hang out with them. I don't know, whatever. But I'm going to go see when we finish here, see just what's going on. Lottie Looney in next for her first deadlift attempt today, and it will be at 110 kilos. That's 242 pounds. Lottie's looked really good. She's a crowd favorite for sure. Good wide stance. Gets her feet set, drops the hips and pulls. Good pull right there for Lottie Looney. 242 pounds, 110 kilos for her first deadlift attempt today, and it has looked good. She has looked good all competition. Did fail on her third squat today, but barely. It's just one of those things, could have gone either way and just didn't quite work for her. Strength has not been an issue for Lottie at all today. All right, Shauna Allen in next for her first deadlift attempt today. And she will be attempting 112.5 kilos. That's 248 pounds. She's competing in the push-pull today. So we did not see her in the squat, but that looked really good right there. Good solid lift right there from Shauna Allen. And she will then continue her being very successful today. She's looked really good. Sean Miller up next now with her first deadlift attempt, and she will be attempting 122.5 kilos. That is 270 pounds. She is competing today again in the Women's Raw Masters 3A division. That is 60 to 64 age range. Sean has looked pretty solid throughout the day as well. Again, the deadlift, I think, is the one lift that people sort of let it all go. Look, you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. Your technique can be good or it can be bad, but if you just got the strength, you're just going to pull. And I think that's what kind of excites people about it. Sean sets up now. She's got her hips dropped. Good solid form right there. Nice stance. I kind of like that sort of little bit wider conventional stance, and looked really good for Sean as she was able to pull 122.5 kilos, 270 pounds. Holly Scott in next, and she will be attempting the same weight today. So we just need to kind of clean up the bar a little bit as time is hasn't yet started for Holly Scott. It has started now. She is ready to go, though, just right there. She's excited about this lift, you can tell. Nice wide stance there from Holly. Drops her hips, brings that bar in a little close. Up, and when she's ready, Boom, locks herself out. Looked like a good lift from here. Drops it down. And again, 3 white lights for Holly Scott, who has had a good day as well. So she's started off today at 122.5 kilos. Next competitor, Holly Chin. Holly will be attempting 132.5 kilos today. That is 292 pounds. She's competing in the Women's Raw Masters 1A division. That is the 40 to 44 years of age group. Bar is loaded, and the clock has started for Holly. Makes her way to the platform. Bringing that bar in a little close first. Sets her feet. Again, kind of a conventional, almost narrow stance there, but man, no problem at all with that weight. Looked pretty easy right there for Holly Chin. She's had a good day, continues, as a matter of fact, with that attempt there. Looked real good. Amy Norak in now for her first attempt at the bench press. She's going to be doing the same weight. 132 kilos. That's 292 pounds. And she has had a really solid day all day long. Hasn't, again, I'm going to say it, and I hope I don't chase her. She hasn't missed a lift all day so far. It's looked really, really solid. And, yeah, nothing wrong with that at all. Great lift right there for Amy Norak. 3 white lights. That looked real light for her, as a matter of fact. Still looked like a warm-up set for her. So we'll see where she goes next with her second attempt. As we head back to the top of the lineup for our deadlift competition here, Ellie in now. Ellie looked real good in her first deadlift attempt at 67.5 kilos, making a pretty good substantial jump here up to 75 kilos. So that is 165 pounds. Ellie competing in the women's Raw Masters 4B division. That is a 75 to 79 age range. And she has done fantastic today. Kind of fought through a few things and really has shown up well today. And she'll be attempting 75 kilos today. I don't think this is going to be much of a problem for her, considering how easy her first attempt was. I think this might even be a little conservative, but we'll see where she's at. Of course, I'm not out there lifting, so I can say whatever I want, right? Again, nice setup right there. Oh, she fell forward just a little bit. Maybe got the weight away from her just a little bit. So she will have to then attempt. I don't think there was a strength issue there. I think it's just a small balance issue. Sometimes that does that. If the weight isn't in close enough to you, kind of pulling you forward. And again, I think that got the best of Ellie right there. So she will have to then come back for her third and final attempt, and will have to be at least 75 kilos since she missed on that attempt. You cannot go lower. You can stay with the same weight or go higher. Amanda Harris in for her second attempt next. She will be attempting 92.5 kilos. That's 203 pounds. And she's competing in the Women's Raw Masters 1A division, 40 to 44 years of age. Yeah, she's looked pretty solid. Had a few struggles early, but has looked pretty good all day, I think. Nice lift there. Up and down, no problem. Good hinge at the hips. Not an issue at all for Amanda Harris. Leslie Koenig up next for her second attempt at the deadlift. She's competing in the Women's Raw Masters 2A division. It's 50 to 54 years of age. She will be attempting 97.5 kilos. And that is 214 pounds, by the way. Clock is starting right now. Bar is loaded. She's not wasting any time getting up there. She is ready to go. She's chalked up. Nice wide stance. Over, under grip. Good pull right there. Up. Yeah, no problems at all. Looking real good. You know, the issues that she has had today none of them have been strength related at all. There have been a couple technique things here and there, but strength-wise, she has been on top of her game all day, and it just continues with it right there. That was a really good, solid lift. I think she can. If I were her and in that position, I think my next attempt would be much, much heavier because she did not have any trouble with that at all. Kristen Tarrant in next with her second attempt at the deadlift, which will be 105 kilos, 231 pounds. She's competing in the Women's Raw Masters 2B division. 2B or not to be, 2B. I used that joke twice already, and it wasn't good the first time either. I apologize. All right, so she is in. Nice wide stance right there. Kristen, of course, one of our accomplished judges here, but not judging today, obviously, because she's competing. But look at that. Good, solid form. Nice, slow, steady pull the entire time. Looked real good. No weak points there at all. Nice lift right there from Kristen at 105 kilos. I'm anxious to see where she will end up next. She's had a good day so far. Next competitor who has also had a good day today is Lori Holland Neslin. She will be attempting 110 kilos. The bar is loaded for her. Clock has started. She really has had a solid day. You know, small misstep in her last bench, but really looked real good. And I expect a big lift here from her. Good pull right there, no problem at all. Little trouble getting it off the ground, or at least it looked like it, but once that bar was up, it was going no problem at all. And I expect to see, if I were her again, maybe let it all hang out on this next lift, see where you're at. Lottie Looney up next with her second deadlift attempt, and that will be at 115 kilos, 253 pounds. She's, of course, competing in the Women's Raw Masters 1B division, 45 to 49 years of age for those competitors. The bar is loaded. Clock has started for Lottie. Lottie's technique on everything today has been really, really solid. Good stance there. Wide sumo. Set and little trouble towards the top, but overall good lift right there. No problems for Lottie as she continues. Kind of looked like she may have rushed it a little bit, but sometimes you just have this, got to get this heavy weight off the ground and you're anxious about it. Sometimes those things do happen, Nice lift though from Lottie. Shauna Allen in next, and she has been competing in push and pull today, Women's Raw Masters Division, 50 to 54 years of age. She's going to be attempting 120 kilos today, 264 pounds. Nice narrow stance. I like that stance. Gets the quads into it a little bit more, I think. A nice job. Look, she looked real good right there. That was a really solid lift for Shawn Miller. She has looked really solid today. Shout out to all the folks who are helping us out here today. Sometimes, folks, I forget that I have other camera angles, but I like that straightforward look sometime, especially in the deadlift. We're going to kind of play around a little bit, though, as we see some of our judges out there. And again, thank you so much to all the folks that have volunteered today to be a part of Yokey Returns. It's a great thing to be a part of. Sense of community here with USA Powerlifting has always been good. Shawn Miller in for her attempt at 127 kilos. Good pull right there. Little struggle there, but not bad at all. No problem at all for Shawn Miller. Kind of hit that spot where you think that things are going to stick, and she just blew right by it. So nice job there for Shawn Miller in her second attempt. And that was at 127.5 kilos. Sticking with that same weight right now, Holly Scott going to be attempting 127.5 kilos. She hit 122 last time and looked real good doing it. This one looks to be more of the same right there. Nice solid pull, nothing fancy, just good consistent pulling, and that's going to bring her total up to 127 kilos. There, she got that one. Holly Chin in next now. She's making a big jump here, which I think is probably a smart move. She's done real well so far today, and 132.5 kilos was her last attempt and looked real good, so she's bumping it up 10 kilos to 142, 314 pounds for the Women's Raw Masters competitor. She is, looked real good today. Had some good attempts. We'll check this angle here. Maybe see that side view. See the crease at the hip. Good, nice low hips, and that was easy. Man, that was maybe even lower than she should have. She jumped it up 10 kilos, and that was not a problem for her at all. We expect some big things with her third and final attempt because, she really, that was no problem at all. Big lift right there for Holly Chin, sorry. Amy Norak is in next, and she will be attempting 145 kilos. That's 319 pounds. As we see the volunteers getting the weight loaded for her. Good shot right there, the USA Powerlifting logo. America's choice for drug-free lifting. Again, don't forget to check out our website as well, which is usapowerlifting.com. Amy Norak's bar is loaded, and she is on the clock. And she has looked real, like I've said it every time she's come up, but she's looked really, really good in every lift today. Strength has been on point. Technique has looked real good. And again, another perfect example of just that. Easy, easy lift for Amy Norak. I think she should probably shoot for the moon on this next one because that looked real easy, 145 kilos. And we are back up to the top of the order with Ellie. Ellie Palmisano had a little trouble with this last lift at 75 kilos. A little bit of a balance issue. Just kind of lean forward. Sometimes that weight can get away from you and get forward and then just pulls you over. And that's exactly what happened to Ellie. Luckily, our spotters were on point there. But I don't think strength was an issue for Ellie at all last time. And I expect her to get this lift. She was well on her way to pulling that off. So get the bar loaded as we start the third attempt in the deadlift for this flight. You hear the announcements for folks in the next flight to get ready because you're just about ready to compete. All right, Ellie, let's see if we can get this one here. Bring it in, and oh yeah, look at that. See, no problem at all. Just a small misstep. Easy, easy, easy lift right there for Ellie Palmisano at 75 kilos, and that's going to be her last lift of the day, and it was a good one for sure. Showed a lot of heart, a lot of character today, had a couple missteps and was able to bounce back from every single one of them, and that is something to take home for sure. Good for her. Our next competitor, Amanda Harris, she will be attempting 97.5 kilos today. It's 214 pounds. And she has looked good as well. Had an up and down day, but has been able to come back strong from every one of those small missteps that she has had. We'll see where she can finish up with today at 97.5 kilos. That's going to be 214.9 pounds. But she has looked really solid all day long. We'll see this attempt here. Again, nice lift right there. Good, no problems at all. Those Colorado socks must have helped her out because that was a great lift for sure. Nice job. Leslie Koenig in next for her third attempt of the day. And again, I said it, she struggled early in the squat, was able to bounce back from that and looked good in the bench. And she's looked great so far in the deadlift today. Strength has not been even close to being an issue for any of the weights that she's attempted today. So I don't expect any difference here as she attempts 102 kilos. That is 225 pounds. I expect a big lift right here from Leslie. Her bar is loaded now, and clock has started, and here she is. She is ready to go. She's looking at that bar like it owes her money or something. She's angry at that bar. Nice grip right there. Good wide stance. Good pull. It looks like she's up, and she's got it. Nice job. Looked good right there. Yes, she's happy about it as well. She knew she had it. Great job right there for her. Way to end the competition with a 102.5 kilo deadlift. Lori Holland Neslin, has up next with her third and final attempt, and she will be attempting 115 kilos today. It's 253 pounds. Lori's looked real good today as well. I expect a big lift from her here. And the bar is loaded now, and we are all set.
Lonnie comes up, you're going to hit attempt, and it should say state record attempt kind of going across. But then, like, maybe kind of as soon as she starts to get
All right, Lori Holland Newsland. Okay, she is up. I told you folks that we had some folks attempting some state records, and we will have a couple of those coming up. Lori Holland Neslin, good pull right there. She has looked really good, and again, great way to finish off the competition. That was a great lift right there for her, 115 kilos. Kristen Taryn in next with her third and final deadlift attempt today, 117.5 kilos. That's 259 pounds. Just waiting on the bar to be loaded. Looks like we got it. Bar is loaded. Clock has started for Kristen. She's anxious for this lift, you can tell. Feet are set. Hands are there. Nope, she's just something. Doesn't feel right today. She's gonna pass on that one. All right. Well, sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, right? Nice job there, though. Kristen has had a good day all day. All right, Lottie Looney in next. And how about this? She's attempting a state record with this lift. She will be attempting 120 kilos, and this will be a state record if she were to get it. And by all intents and purposes, I think she's going to get it. She has looked fantastic today, just been on point. So pay attention here, folks. You might be seeing a state record being broken right here from Lottie, who's had a great day. She'll be attempting 120 kilos. Feet are wide. Oh, easy. Wow, look at that. You just got to lock it out and down. Nice job, and she's got it. Fantastic job right there for Lottie Looney at 120 kilos. New state record for her. That's fantastic. Nice job. Continue now with our next competitor. Shauna Allen, who's been push-pull today, worked in that. She should be attempting 125 kilos today in the Women's Raw Masters 2A division, 50 to 54, push-pull. She's had a good day. She's, again, I don't want to jinx it. She's been perfect all day long, hasn't missed a lift, and looked really, really good. As the bar is now loaded for her. Almost loaded, I should say. Close to it. Clean it up a little bit. And we are ready for Shauna Allen and her third and final deadlift attempt of the day. At 125 kilos, the bar is loaded. Clock has started, but she's wasting no time. There she is. Again, I like this nice narrow stance. I think probably because it's always been something that's been more comfortable for me, so I tend to like people who do that as well. Nice pull right there. That was really, really solid. Very solid lift right there. 275 pounds for Shauna Allen. She had a perfect competition for her. She did not miss a lift today in the push-pull. So great job for her. Sean Miller in next. And she will be attempting 132.5 kilos. She's looked good all day long as well. I expect a big lift out of her here as she jumps up about 5 kilos from her last attempt. Has been good form in everything that she has done today. The bar is loaded, and we are ready to go for Sean Miller. We're all set. She's getting her feet set. Hips are in a good position to start off with right there. You can see it, arms locked, and she's ready to go. And we see her pulling off the ground right there. She's going to get it. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Keep pulling. Pull, 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 and she's got it. Nice job right there. Way to fight through that. Very good lift right there from Sean Miller at 292 pounds. She looked really good right there. That's the kind of stuff, the kind of effort that you like to see from a competitor. Holly Scott in next with her third attempt today at 135 kilos. That's 297 pounds. She has, Holly has looked great all day long, as a matter of fact. She has not missed a lift, and I really hope I didn't just jinx her there, but I don't think so. She's looked really, really good. Her last attempt was fantastic. 127 kilos last time. Easy, kind of bumping it up to 135 kilos here, and I don't expect her to miss this at all. She has really been, just looked really, really good all meet today, and I expect a big lift from her here. Nice wide stance right there, and you can see her starting up, dropping those hips. You can see the bar starting to come up. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's a good lift right there. Really solid. Wow. Nice job. Let's see what the judges have to say. Give her 3 white lights. Perfect. And she has been perfect all day long today. Did not miss a lift. that is fantastic. Great form right there from Holly Scott. Holly Chin in next. Holly looked really good in her last attempt as well at 142 kilos. She's just, maybe taking my advice, even though she didn't hear it, bumping it up by 10 kilos for this one. She looked great in her last attempt, so we're going to see how she does here. I don't expect any missteps, though. She has really looked pretty solid all day long as well. 152 kilos here. That is 336 pounds. As we get ready for her third and final attempt of the day. Bar is loaded, and she is ready to go. She's not wasting any time getting to that bar. Feet are in a good position right there. Drops her hips and just pulls. Easy pull right there. No problem at all. That 10 kilo jump was nothing. Maybe she should have jumped up 20 kilos. That looked fantastic. Great lift right there, and a great way to finish off the competition for Holly Chin. Looked really, really good. Amy Norak in now for the last competitor in the deadlift of this particular flight. And she has looked really, really solid all day as well. Again, if she gets this lift, she will be another lifter who has been absolutely perfect today, hasn't missed a step. And she looked really, really good in her last attempt at 145 kilos. This 152 kilos here, 336 pounds, I think is going to be a good weight for her. I don't expect any issues at all. As here she comes. She's ready, got her feet set. Same setup. It's not in her head, and look at that. That was real easy. Nice job right there. Really good lift. And, of course, she got those 3 lights. Now she's maybe thinking, you know what, maybe I should have went a little bit heavier. But that was a fantastic. And, again, she ends the competition today perfect. Didn't miss a lift at all. So congratulations to her. That in itself right there is one of those things that you strive for. You want to make sure that everything that you do is consistent. You have that same sort of energy through all of your lifts, and sometimes that is a very difficult thing to do. So anytime somebody can go perfect on every one of their lifts, that is a big win as well. Of course, you want to move the big weight, and but that's how you do it. You got to be consistent in everything that you do. As we continue now with the second heat in this division here, and man, we have really moved through today. We're going to finish this in probably less than 3.5 hours, which is a testament to our folks helping us out here today. Steve's first attempt here at 135 kilos. Not a bad lift at all right there. Looked a little awkward for him, but all in all, still a good lift. Just didn't seem like his setup was comfortable for him. But sometimes, that can be. Some people aren't. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes you're not a great deadlifter. You're just not comfortable in certain movements, and that's fine, but doesn't mean that wasn't a good lift and wasn't a solid attempt. And we're going to see where he goes from here. Good lift right there at 135 kilos. Ken Van Dorn in at his first attempt at 137 kilos today. That is 303 pounds. Ken has looked good today as well, struggling with this weight right here, but it looks like he's going to get it. Nice job. Good. That's how a deadlift should look. Look, not everything should look so easy, and Ken fighting through it right there. Nice lift for him at 137 kilos. Richard Carney in next at 145 kilos. Richard had a little bit of a slip up on that last bench press attempt, but otherwise had a really solid day and has looked really good in every one of his attempts. We'll see how he starts off the deadlift today at 145 kilos, 319 pounds. For the men's Raw Masters 3A competitor, 60 to 64 years of age. Good setup. Conventional stance. Hips are dropped. Good pull right there to start everything off. That's going to be a good lift for Richard. 3 white lights. And again, he continues having a successful meet today. Looking pretty good in everything that he's done. All right, our next competitor, we will be moving on to Jake Stewart, I believe, is our next competitor. Just waiting to get his weights and everything set. Jake has looked real good today as well. He will be attempting 175 kilos. That is 385 pounds. Men's Raw Masters competitor, 40 to 44 years of age. Came in today at 90 kilos, by the way. See a good setup here from Jake. Hips are back a little high, but doesn't going to be a problem at all. With those big quads, and it would definitely help him get that weight off the ground for sure. Nice lift right there from Jake Stewart. 385 pounds there for his first lift. Mike Walchuk in next for his first attempt today. And Mike has looked really, really good all day long, as a matter of fact. And I said it in the last competition that I saw him in as well, and I'll say it again here now. His technique is as good as anybody I'd seen here in USA Powerlifting. Guys looked really good. Everything that he does just has a kind of a calmness to it and a very textbook approach. You don't see any real weak points, and again, don't see any there either. Nice, good, solid deadlift right there for Mike at 396 pounds. That's 180 kilos. Really, really solid attempt, and he made that look pretty easy. Todd Spooner in next with his first attempt today at 185 kilos. That's 407 pounds. He's competing in the Men's Raw Masters 3A competition or division today. 60 to 64 years of age. He weighed in today at 82 kilos. Getting the bar all set for him in his first attempt. Bar is loaded. Clock has started. 407 pounds right here for Todd. Good conventional stance. Looks really solid, tight. Hips drop and pull, and good solid pull. Look at that right there. That looked really good. Got the down command. Great way to start off the deadlift portion for Todd Spooner. And a big lift right there. See where he will bump up to next as we continue through this flight with Michael Skadden. Michael has had a good day as well. 207 kilos will be his attempt today. 457 pounds. Men's Raw competitor in the 1B Masters division. 45 to 49 years of age. He weighed in at 100 kilos today. He's looked real solid all day. Failed on his last bench press attempt, but other than that, looked real good. Consistent in every lip. Starting off a little twisted there. I think that's didn't look very comfortable, but certainly didn't seem to affect him at all. Good lift right there for Michael. Gonna get those 3 white lights. Nice job. Josh Leese up next. Josh competing in the Men's Raw Masters 1A division. That's 40 to 44 years of age. He weighed in today at 110 kilos, by the way. So he will be attempting 215 kilos to start off today at 473 pounds. Josh has looked good in all of his attempts today. He had a couple missteps in the bench. Sometimes guys aren't benchers, sometimes guys are squatters, sometimes guys are deadlift guys, but that's why we do all 3, right? Easy lift right there for Josh Leese. Looked real good, 215 kilos, went up like nothing. Nice job right there. 473 pounds there. All right, Phil Clough in next now with his attempt at 242.5 kilos. That's 534 pounds. Competing in the Men's Raw Masters 1A division, 40 to 44 years of age. He did weigh in today at 100 kilos. Has had a pretty solid day as well. $242 kilos, again 534 pounds. We're waiting on the bar to be set for Phil. Don't forget to continue to join us here when this heat is over. We're going to take a little break and then come back in the afternoon, so make sure you're joining us for all the action. And then again tomorrow as well. You can catch us right here. Make sure you tune in. And you need any more information, you can find it at USAPowerlifting.com. Phil Clow in right now, getting his set up. He looks good, ready to go. Good pull right there, off and no problem at all. Good lift right there for Phil. Looks like we lost one of our cameras. That's okay. We're not going to need it, I don't think. Steve Bales in next. All right, maybe we can see if we can't get somebody to check out camera number 2. We seem to have lost it. I don't know where it went, but it is not there. I'm going to keep checking it, though, just in case we get it to come back. Again, Steve Bales has looked good today as well. His second attempt today will be at 140 kilos. That's 308 pounds. Steve's had, has looked good. He's had kind of a couple of up and down moments today, but overall has looked pretty solid. Good pull right there from Steve. There we go. Good. 3 white lights there for Steve. Ken Van Doren in next for his second deadlift attempt of the day at 140 kilos. That is 308 pounds. He's looked good today as well. And we will see where we go from here at 140 kilos. Just kind of getting that stance set. Good pull right there. He struggled with the last one. Keep going. No, that's what we like to see right there. Good, solid attempt right there from Ken Van Doren, and he got it. 308 pounds. Nice job. Very good. Good, solid lift right there from Ken Van Doren. Sorry. Richard Carney in next with his second attempt today. 170 kilos. That is 374 pounds. He was competing in the men's raw masters 3A division today. That is the 60 to 64 years of age division. Weighed in today at 75 kilos. Looking good. Bar is loaded. Richard is ready to go. I like the high tops. It's definitely going to help. That's science, folks. Good pull right there to start off, getting that bar off the ground. Twisting a little bit. It looks like he's going to get it, no problem. There you go. Just got to fight through it sometimes. So starting to see that bar kind of twist a little bit, but able to get the he did get a little bit of a mark right there for Richard, but 2 white lights still. Overall, though, good attempt right there for Richard. Yeah, I've been having trouble with my number 2 camera. I'm not exactly sure what happened. We'll get back to that, though, folks. Again, that's just goes to show you our crack staff here. We're setting everything up, and everybody here helping us out. Great job from all of our volunteers. And, of course, if you ever want to volunteer, we do have competitions all the time, and you can certainly find out what is going on by checking out our website, which is USAPowerlifting.com. Everything you need to know, like upcoming events. Maybe there's some powerlifting news. Maybe there's some results from events like today. Yokey returns, and you can check them out right there at USAPowerlifting.com. All right, Mike Walchuk in for his second deadlift attempt today. He's looked good. I've sung his praises all day long today, but he certainly deserves it because he's looked really, really good in everything that he has done. 413 pounds is his second attempt here, 187.5 kilos. He weighed in today at 125 kilos today. Good pull right there. Again, I said it before, his form on everything has just really been solid in everything that he has done today and everything I've seen him in the past. And that's as a credit to him and a credit to the discipline of being a good lifter, is just trying to make every rep look the same, be the same. Sometimes they can't be, but if you strive for that, that is definitely something to work for and to work on. And you can tell by seeing Mike when he lifts that he has definitely spent some time doing that. There's another guy who spent some time just grabbing this weight and ripping it off the floor. Jake has looked really good. His second attempt here will be at 190 kilos. That's 418 pounds. He came in today at 90 kilos. Good pull right off the bat. You can tell he's got that slack out of it. Just couldn't quite get it past the knee. Looked like he was shaking. As I was saying, he was getting it off the floor. Was looking pretty good. And then sometimes those things just happen. You feel like you have it, and then it just stops. You feel like somebody just puts their hand on the bar and says, nope, that's as far as you're going to go. All right, so we will see him again with, of course, he will have to try to hit that same weight again. He will have to, or he could attempt to go higher than 190 kilos. We move on now to Todd Spooner for his second attempt, and he will be attempting 197.5 kilos. That is 435 pounds. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 3A division, 60 to 64 years of age. He weighed in today at 82.5 kilos. And it's looked pretty impressive in everything he's done today. You got to take risks in powerlifting. You can't always play it safe. Things don't work out. You don't win if that happens. Of course, so you got to put yourself out there. And Todd's done that today, I think. Nice attempt right there. Looked real good. 435 pounds, 197 kilos. Good lift right there from Todd Spooner. Michael Sadden in next with his next attempt. Now, he looked real good on his first attempt at 207 pounds, bumping it up now to 207 kilos, bumping it up to 215 kilos. That is 473 pounds. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 1B division today. That's 45 to 49 years of age are those competitors. He's only had one misstep today on the bench press, and it was one of those things he probably could have got it. Just kind of time ran out on him a little bit. All right, let's see this good setup here. And we want to thank the folks, and that's going to be a good lift right there for Michael Sadden. Nice job for him. Again, at 232 kilos there, or 215 kilos. We want to thank the folks out at Barwis Physical Therapy. They deliver world-class rehabilitation services designed to provide specialized one-on-one care from our doctors and physical therapy. This is the facility that we are at for Yokey returns today, and it is just a fantastic facility. I mean, I can't believe how top-notch this place is. I walked in, I was blown away as soon as I got here today. So thanks so much to those folks for being a part of USA Powerlifting and Yokey returns. Of course, we will have more from them throughout the day and tomorrow as well. You can catch us, right here live at on YouTube. Need any more information, you can go check it out at usapowerlifting.com. Josh Leese in now for his second deadlift attempt. He will be attempting 512 pounds. That is 232 kilos. Good pull right there. Nice job. Just kind of grabbed it and went with it. Sometimes you just don't overthink it. Just do it, right? Weight off the floor. Nice job right there for Josh Leese. 232.5 kilos. Phil Clow in next for his second attempt, and he will be attempting 257 kilos. That is 567 pounds. He looked real good in his last attempt. He's looked good all day, as a matter of fact. He's had a good meet. Everybody, I know I sound like a broken record that I've said that, but really everybody has looked pretty good. I haven't seen a lot of things or people having real bad days. I mean, you miss a few things here and there, but overall, nice solid day for everybody involved so far, and I expect that to continue in our afternoon session as well. Make sure if you don't have any plans, look, it's a great day to just sit around and watch a little powerlifting, right? Why not do that and go check it out? And you can stay. We'll be back here later on this afternoon, probably about 2 o'clock, so make sure you tune in for that as well. Phil Clow in next for his second attempt. Again, we'll be at 567 pounds. That is 257 kilos. Really enjoyed being a part of USA Powerlifting, so thank you so much for joining me today. Phil is pumped up, getting his setup ready to go there. Nope, not quite ready. Still got time though. He's got 37 seconds. Gonna corkscrew those feet in. There we go. Now he's ready. Good pull, bar coming off the ground. No problem at all. 567 pounds. Nice job. He got it. He's excited about it. Nice lift right there from Phil. All right, and we are back at the top of the order for this final round of the deadlift and final round of this heat in our morning session here at USA Powerlifting. Ken Van Dorn has had a few struggles today, but overall looked real good. He will be starting off, or his final attempt will be at 142 kilos. That's 314 pounds. He weighed in today at 67.5 kilos. Big lift for him. Anytime you get into that twice your body weight range, that's some big weight. All right, looks like we are just about ready for Ken. Again, a quick shout out and thank you to everybody who has volunteered and has helped us out today. It's meant a lot to have so many dedicated folks to powerlifting being a part of this event. We see Ken ready now. He's up at the bar, getting his feet set first for his final lift of the day. He's going to drop his hips. Kind of taking that slack out of the bar, leaning forward, and there we go. Good pull right there. It's going to get it. He's going to get it. Keep going. Keep going. You got it. Just keep going. Get past the knees. There we go. Nice job. Way to fight through it. That's a great lift right there for Ken. It's something to be proud of right there. Nice job. And he got it. Great job. He's a little surprised. Sometimes you're pulling so hard, and it's, all that blood is going everywhere, but, you kind of think, well, did I get it? I don't even remember if I got it or not, but nice job right there for Ken Van Dorn. A great way to finish off the meet as well. Steve Bale's in next for his final attempt, and he will be attempting 145 kilos. That's 319 pounds. Steve has looked good. I mentioned how he's kind of had a little bit of an up and down day, but those things happen. He's been able to fight back and struggle through some things and has looked pretty good. And his deadlift segment today has been pretty solid. Let's hope he can finish it off here with 145 kilos. That's 319 pounds. Should look pretty good for him on his total. All right, the bar is loaded, and he is on the clock. You see Steve making his way to do it. Wide stance, but not too wide. Kind of like that. Drops the hips. Good pull right there. Good solid pull from Steve. It looks like that's going to work for him. That's going to be a great way to end the meet for him as well at 145 kilos. Richard Carney in next for his third and final attempt of the day. 177 kilos. That's 391 pounds. He weighed in today at 75 kilos. So, again, quite a bit of weight for Richard to be pulling here. Looks like the bar is just about ready to go. Thank you so much for joining us for Yokey Returns. Big event. Folks looking forward to this every year. And, of course, we do have more events on the schedule. And if you want to find out everything you need to know about USA Powerlifting, you can always do that by checking out USAPowerlifting.com. Richard Carney is on the clock. Bar is loaded. He is ready to go. He's pumped up. You can tell he's moving with a sense of purpose to this third and final lift of the day for him. Got his hips dropped. See this bar come off the ground. He's got those great high tops. It's got to help. Come on, keep pulling up. Just couldn't quite get it there. Not quite past the knees, and that cost him there. But he was so close on that. Sometimes that's one of those things you just think you need to keep grinding, right? Easier said than done for us just sitting here around watching, right? Jake Stewart on next with his third attempt in the deadlift today, last lift of the day. 190 kilos, that's 418 pounds. He weighed in at 90 kilos today. He's been looking good today. Missed at this weight in his last attempt, so hopefully he will be able to get it in this third and final attempt and last lift of the day for Jake Stewart. Otherwise, has had a few struggles, but it's been able to fight back through a lot of stuff today. We'll see if he can do it and end on a good positive note here. Good setup for Jake. Drops those hips and pulls. Yeah, he's got it. This one, no problem at all. Had a little bit of an issue starting everything off, and he's a little upset because that one, I think, worked out pretty well for him. But they're still not going to give it to him. He didn't quite lock out. I think that was the call right there. So disappointing end for Jake today. Nothing to be ashamed of, though. He's had a pretty good meet all around. But you hate to end something on a not so positive note. Mike Walchuk in next for his third and final lift in the deadlift and the final lift of the day. He'll be attempting 195 kilos. That is 429 pounds. He'll be competing in the men's Raw Masters division all day. He's done well. I've sang his praises a couple of times here today because everything that he's been doing has looked really good. He's had really solid technique, really solid form. Every rep looks the same. Can tell that he spent some time working on that technique. And again, that is what really helps you in powerlifting. All right, nice setup there for Mike as he's ready to go for his attempt. And again, just sort of picture perfect form, not in a rush to do anything, and he got that one, and that looked great. And again, great way to finish off the day. Excellent job, and he ends the day not missing a lift. Perfect on every attempt today and everything that he has tried. So great job there, ending the day with a big deadlift at 195 kilos. Todd Spooner in next for his third and final deadlift and final lift of the day. 202.5 kilos. That's 446 pounds. He is he's had a good day as well. Did have maybe had a couple missteps on his third and final attempts in the other two lifts, but let's hope that's not the case here for Todd. He weighed in today at 82 kilos. Good setup right there. I like that. Not too wide. Not too narrow either. Good traditional, conventional pull right there, and up just couldn't do it. Little bit heavy today for Todd. Maybe that's a weight that he's gonna have to work on too. But it looked really good at 197 kilos. That 202, just not there today for Todd. And we move on now to Michael Scadden. Michael's last attempt was at 215 kilos. Did well there. did well at his first attempt at 207 kilos as well. So he's bumping it all the way up to 225 kilos. That is 496 pounds. We'll see where he is at there. He came in today at 100 kilos. Shouldn't have any issues with this. He looked pretty solid in the deadlift. Looks pretty solid really in everything. Only had that one misstep in the bench that just didn't work for him. But overall has had a good meet, and hopefully he can end it on a solid note right here. Kind of a narrow conventional stance there from Michael. It's worked well for him all day today, though. I'll give him that. He still has that little twist in his hips. It looks like it's not going to work for him, but it hasn't been an issue at all. And there we go. It's his attempt, his lift there, and we'll see where. Nice job right there for Michael. All right, getting down to our final couple competitors here. Josh Leese in now with his last attempt of the day, 242 kilos. Did well at 232 kilos. We'll see what he can do with 534 pounds. He's had a good solid day today. Bench probably his least effective, but has looked real good in the squat and has looked real good in the deadlift here as well. I expect a big lift from him here at 534 pounds. Looking all right, sorry, I lost my train of thought there, folks. Seeing a lot of folks filtering in for things. This is a great facility, and of course they're also conducting their normal business days today as well. So it's a big, busy place here. I'm having a good time here. Come on, Josh. Come on, pull. Oh, he's just holding it there. That's excruciating. You just think, God, if I could just go just a little bit more, I could get it. But that is easier said than done. Every half a second that you hold that bar just saps all the strength out of you. So not quite there for Josh Leese, but overall a good day for him as well. He will finish with that 232 kilo deadlift. And our last competitor of this early session today will be Phil Clown. Phil has looked pretty good, looked real good in the deadlift as a matter of fact. He was at, he started off at 242, then moved up to 257. Both of those looked really, really good. So he's pushing it now for a big, big way to finish. He's going to finish at over 600 pounds if he gets this at 272.5 kilos. Let's see it. I like to see big weight move. Phil weighed in today at 100 kilos exactly. He's competing in the men's Raw Masters 1A division. That's, of course, for athletes that are 40 to 44 years old. Bar is loaded for our last lift of this session. Phil is he's pumped up. He's ready to go. Come on, let's get this 600 pounds off the ground. Come on, Phil. We're all cheering for him here. Think we can get this one. There we go. Good setup, good solid setup. He's pumped up. Good. Yep, just dripped it and just couldn't get it. Just bar just fell out of his hands. That happens sometimes. You could see right from the start as he was coming up, bar was moving and going well, and he just sort of slipped and lost the weight. He's upset with himself for sure. That happens. You hate to see, you hate to have that be your last lift of the day because it looked like he had it. You know, it looked like it could have gone either way for him, and sometimes those things just get away from you. So that's going to do it for these first couple of heats here at Yokey Returns. It's been a fantastic first part of the day. Don't forget, we're coming back. We're going to be coming back at about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So you can tune that in right here. Check local listings, as a matter of fact. I might have the time wrong. I don't think I do. But, just keep checking back. And we will be here all day for the, tonight as well as starting again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. as well for our second sessions and heats We've got more competitors coming up later on in the day. I'm excited about just being a part of USA Powerlifting and being a part of this event, Yokey Returns, and being here at Barwis Physical Therapy Center. This is an amazing facility. If you need some physical therapy, anything, come in and talk to these guys. It can help you out. I mean, you'll fall in love with this place when you see it. It looks fantastic, and you think, yeah, I can definitely get some rehab done here. So if that's something that you need, go check those folks out. And they've just been great hosting this event here today. So that's going to do it for this first session here this morning. I appreciate everybody joining us, and don't forget to join us again later on this afternoon. We'll be here at about 3 o'clock. So make sure you tune in live for USA Powerlifting. My name is Derek Stone, and I have had a blast. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to join us tomorrow. I've said that a few times, but thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned, and we will be back later on this afternoon for USA